It's a tricky time for Matt Bloomfield then, coming into a team who are, as we say now, in this relegation fight, but he was 3 games unbeaten when he first took over. Matt, from what you might have seen of Oxford in the early stages of this Bloomfield era, have you seen anything that might make you think actually he can get more out of this team to then get themselves out of the relegation zone?
I think he's a good manager. He knew what he was taking on, because Gary Rowett's very experienced, and he knew it was going to be difficult. Obviously, he believed he could keep them up. I think the initial bit was, the defensive side of those 0-0 draws. He went and won away at Leicester, which is huge. So, and look, Leicester have still got players who played in the Premier League. It's not easy to do. Look, end of the day, he is a good manager. Still relatively inexperienced, probably a little bit harsh what happened at Luton, but I think it's going to be a big ask. I really, really do. But he'll believe and he'll keep pushing them. But I haven't seen enough yet, especially the last couple of results, to say that he is going to get out of it. But if I'm perfectly honest, I know he'll be working hard. He's a great guy. He'll be giving his all. But let's see what these new signings bring.
And as you pointed out, goal scoring has been a bit of a problem for them. 28 goals they've scored in their 30 games. I mean, Coventry have scored more than double that. And in fact, 3 of Coventry's players have scored more than the entirety of the Oxford team. So just in terms of their defence today, they are going to have to be watertight if they are in any way going to keep Coventry out.
Yeah, and that's it. He's got a back 5 in there. He's got a back 5. He's got players coming in. The debutants are going to have to give their all. So you have to accept, if you're a forward player, especially this afternoon in games like this, you're going to get few chances. You've got to work really, really hard without the ball, with the press dropping back in. This will probably look like a back 5 at times. Got to not give needless set pieces away, the long throws coming in. Coventry got that long throw, so they've got to be organised. So you've got to know that when you get your opportunity, you're clinical, you have to share the goals around, no problem. If you haven't got that, early on you asked that, they haven't got an out-and-out goal scorer. Lots more goals in this Coventry team, but these goal scorers cost money. Oxford know where they're at. They only just stayed up last year. They know where they're at. But yeah, you have to be defensively sound. And then if you can go and nick one, it's amazing how you can hang on and do that. But I think it's going to be a really, really hard afternoon. They're going to have to really work hard out of possession. And Matt will have set them up in that way. But if they do come and get a result here, that's a big blow to those other teams down there like West Brom and that, because they'll be thinking Oxford are going to drop points, and for the group it will give them a lot of confidence and belief. But Coventry are definitely favourites for this.
Did you just pick West Brom because of your Wolves connections and ignore Sheffield Wednesday and Leicester and everyone else?
Come on, right. I can't give Sheffield Wednesday any grief because they've just had enough. You don't think any West Brom fans have mentioned to me where Wolves are? So I actually want West Brom to stay up because of the Black Country Derby and everything else. But the fact that they're suffering a little, that might have been a... Come on, Natalie. You're out of me there.
Oh, I have outed you a little bit. Couldn't help it. As soon as you mentioned it, I thought, hello. Listen, right, it's an intriguing one, as we've mentioned already, with two of these teams fighting out for very, very different reasons. Oxford, 5 points off safety, have the 4th worst away record in the division as well. And Coventry, of course, looking to get back to winning ways and to ensure that they remain in the top 2 come the end of the season. A reminder for you, Game Day Live is over on Talksport right now with Adrian Durham and the team, with our reporters at grounds up and down the land, keeping you across all the 3 o'clock kickoffs in the Premier League, EFL and beyond. But let's now hand you to your commentary team at the CBS Arena then for Coventry against Oxford. The former Wolves keeper, Matt Murray, is alongside Joe Shannon.
Thank you, Natalie, and good afternoon to you. Over to the league leaders then here on Talksport 2. At one stage in November, Coventry City were 10 points clear at the top. Now that lead has ebbed away and they are in a real title fight. Winning today is a must, but it's much the same for Oxford United, who are right in the thick of a relegation battle. It is yet another live game on Talksport 2 with genuine significance at both ends of the table. And a big crowd here at the CBS Arena to welcome both teams. I can barely see a spare empty seat, certainly in the home sections, about 29,000 or so expected today. The floodlights are on what is quite a dreary afternoon, but kick-off just a few moments away. Coventry have Rushworth in goal, Van Eyck, Latabodiere, Wolfenden and De Silva, Eccles and Grimes, Sakamoto, Torp and Esser behind Wright up front. And for Oxford, Cumming is the goalkeeper. Makosso, Healick and Brown. Long, Brannigan, McDonnell and Ruskin. Peart Harris and Poiheta in support of Imaku up front. Coventry City in the sky blue. Oxford in their change kit of all black this afternoon. Matt Murray, do you realistically give Oxford any chance?
Yeah, because it's a championship. So, yeah, you give them a chance because it's a championship. You never know. Obviously, Coventry are definitely favourites. I think Coventry need to start well. Coventry, they'll get after them. I think they'll try and, take it to Oxford. If they can get that early goal, then it's going to be very, very difficult for them. But, of course, you always see surprises all the time. But I can't look past the Coventry win. They're so good at home. They've got such strength in depth. They'll only be, they'll be giving it around the hour mark. They might make changes and bring Sims and Bredoni on, and like Matt Bloomfield will be like, come on. So yeah, definitely favourites, Coventry.
Well, kick-off is just a few moments away here on Talksport 2 after Ipswich's victory over Derby earlier on. The race for promotion is really hotting up. Monday night we'll bring you Sheffield United against Middlesbrough in the Championship, live and exclusive here on Talksport 2. But it is a game with genuine significance at both ends of the table. It is Coventry against Oxford, and it is live. Coventry all in sky blue, Oxford in their change kit of black with gold trim, and Oxford will play from left to right in the first half towards the south end of the stadium, and Coventry from right to left towards the north stand in the first half. Tremendous noise from the Coventry supporters at kick-off here, Matt Murray.
That's what it's about. It's amazing, I said, and when this is under lights as well, it's even better. But the fans are brilliant, they add to it, and that's why I think they are so good at home. Sometimes this pressure can weigh heavy, where I think it works the other way for Coventry.
Oxford kick the game off. We'll keep you up to date with all the goals as they go in around the grounds around the country this afternoon as well. Immediately Jamie Cumming, the goalkeeper, blasts the ball long, and it'll drift out of play for a goal kick to Coventry away to the right hand side. I can see Matt Bloomfield to the left of the halfway line and Frank Lampard to the right. We're only about 20 feet away from the managers here in the main stand. A big day for Frank Lampard, and Matt, he has gone bold with his team selection.
Yeah, really bold, and that's why he'll want. Of course, he wants the result. And if you said to him now, scrappy 1-0, yeah, but really he wants that performance, get those goals flowing again, that real belief. But there it's an attacking lineup. He's going to get straight after. But it's interesting there as well. When Coventry had the goal kick, Oxford threw a full press. They're not going to let them play. They made them kick it long. But what an atmosphere here, and a great surface as well. Oxford 5 points from safety. Coventry with the opportunity to go 3 points clear of Middlesbrough at the top, but only if they win today. Rather ominous looking, murky skies overhead. Coventry have the ball with Wolfenden. 2 changes at centre half today for Coventry, and Torp knocks it out of play under pressure from Jamie McDonnell in the middle of midfield for Oxford, the 21-year-old who joined from Nottingham Forest in late January and has suddenly become a regular in the Oxford picture, certainly since Matt Bloomfield took over after the sacking of Gary Rowett. Oxford are on the attack on the far side of the field, but Torp is there to win it back for Coventry, and he smuggles the ball up towards the halfway line where the rangy, leggy Hadji Wright carries it forward down the near side the left. Wright looking to evade Sam Long, Oxford's longest serving player, who gets back and knocks it behind at the expense of a Coventry corner. It's Coventry 0, Oxford 0. We're 2 minutes in on Talksport 2. When Hadji Wright's at it, he is so hard to stop. I've seen him play out wide more, playing through the middle, but ended up out wide. Fair play to Sam Long. He stuck with him. He wanted a free kick, but it wasn't the correct decision. It's a correct decision. But now, can Oxford defend this set piece? It's going to be whipped in. Well, Victor Torp is going to take it just to our left-hand side, right in front of the north stand, which is packed with Coventry supporters. Coventry would love an early lead. The leaders here as it's whipped in by Torp, and it's got a touch, I think, off Romain Essa, but cleared away by Oxford and Poiheta up to the halfway line, where Milan van Ewijk retrieves the loose ball and rolls it all the way back to goalkeeper Rushworth, who is widely rated as one of the best goalkeepers in the Championship. Headed by Sakamoto in field, but it's retrieved by Kieran Brown of Oxford United, and he'll carry it forward up to the halfway line where Miles Peart Harris is waiting. Scored in the midweek defeat
to Sheffield United, a game in which Oxford took the lead but were unable to hang on to the advantage that they had. Now Coventry have it again with Joel Latibaudiere, the former Swansea man, scoops the ball high into those grey clouds, and it drops down into the Oxford half. Hesitation by Makosso. Eccles has it for Coventry. Back to Sakamoto, now Matt Grimes, 35 yards out, urged to drive forward, skips beyond McDonnell, knocks it wide to the left-hand side. Essa is there, on loan from Crystal Palace, high looping cross, and that's a good take by Jamie Cumming, Oxford's number one. The early signs are, Matt Murray, this will be an open game.
Yeah, because you sometimes think, both teams could be a little bit edgy, as we said in the build-up, what they've both got to play for, but I just feel there when Grimes got the ball, he wanted to see Essa already out wide, so then it just dragged him a bit, floaty ball in, but yeah, positive start from Coventry. They're getting on the front foot, and we thought this would probably be the case, but at the moment, Oxford have defended well.
Well, here come Oxford with Ruben Ruskin away on the left-hand side. The pass towards him is overhit, out of play for a goal kick. Ruskin on loan from Huddersfield. Imaku, the other transfer deadline day signing at Oxford United, to make his debut today. The former Millwall player. There are some good players in this Oxford team, plenty of championship experience, a manager with championship experience in Matt Bloomfield as well, Matt, so Coventry will be wary.
Definitely. Frank Lampard will not have said to him, do not be complacent, do not underestimate this team. These are players that, any professional footballer's got pride and they're fighting for their lives, so yeah, this will be a difficult one, and you say Matt Bloomfield's a good manager, he's a very, very good coach, he's a great guy as well.
Right loses possession for Coventry, but it has dropped to Eccles with the red boots on. Early shot from range, charged down by Brown. The ball smuggled upfield by McDonnell for Oxford United. Wolfenden is there to win it back, formerly of Ipswich Town. Wolfenden then wrestles Brannigan to the ground right in front of the watchful eye of Ruben Ricardo, the referee, and that'll be a free kick to Oxford United just shy of the halfway line. You have to say, 5 minutes into the game, and Oxford have started relatively brightly so far.
Yeah, look, they know that they're going to have to defend a few crosses in, defended the corner well, but yeah, they've tried to play as well. And Brannigan, you just mentioned him there, and you talked about championship experience. I think he's a really, really good player. Every time I see him, he's got that shot from range, so they'll need to close him down. Rush will be ready for that. They'll be looking for bits coming off the goalkeeper, but yeah, all in all, Bloomfield will be okay with this start for sure.
Latibaudiere nudged the ball out of play, and Oxford have a throw. Just under 1,000 Oxford fans have made the trip up the motorway today, away to the right-hand side, but of course the vast majority of the CBS Arena has supporters wearing sky blue. On what is quite a blustery day, actually, there is a wind sweeping around the stadium here, and 1 or 2 drops of rain in the sky just a couple of moments ago. Oxford have got a throw, near side in the right-wing position. Coventry City 0, Oxford United 0. The leaders against the team in the relegation zone. Long throw by Peart Harris into the near post. Coventry deal with it. De Silva hooks it away up towards Essa, just shy of halfway, and Coventry now on the counter. Clever back heel by Essa to the feet of Eccles. He slowed the game down there to go back to Grimes. Grimes carries it forward towards the centre circle, then stops, pivots, turns back. Some of the Coventry fans are frustrated with that, but he's knocked it wide out to the far side, and Essa once more, and you can sense a little bit of anxiety in the crowd, I think, after 2 straight defeats for Coventry, man.
You can, even though they've been so good here, and those defeats have been on the road, but you can sense it because Grimes looked at it, and that's where you got to be brave as a player. You got to make the decision and play what you see. But yeah, Wright had made a good run through the middle, and that's why they were groaning. Still
waiting for the first goal of the 3 o'clock kickoffs. Here is Romain Essa for Coventry, right-hand corner of the penalty area. Across came Imaku to whip it off his toes, and now Brannigan is forcing him to go backwards to Wolfenden, who's midway inside the Oxford United half. Coventry playing from right to left in the first period here. Early ball whipped into the penalty area. Too much on it for Josh Eccles, who knows this club more than most. He joined Coventry at just 7 years of age and has worked his way through the youth ranks. And out to play it goes for a goal kick to Oxford United, 0-0.
And what a good player he is, Eccles, and what a dream it would be if he can play a part in getting a team promoted. That would be massive for him. He'd have seen the heartache of this club and going, not playing in their own stadium, going down the leagues, everything else. So if he can be part of that, join at 7, what a story. And even though they spent a lot of money for him to be playing, I think he's very talented. It's a greasy surface as well, isn't it? Very, very slick surface.
Absolutely. And that should encourage some of the passing football that both sides are capable of producing. But Coventry in particular, a really good footballing team. Though today looking for their first victory since beating Millwall on this ground on the 20th of January. Birmingham City 1, Leicester City 0. Troubled Leicester City 0 in the Championship is the latest score. Leicester, who were deducted 6 points earlier this week, of course, and have really plunged down into the thick of the relegation battle. Chesterfield lead at Bristol Rovers by an early goal to 0 in League 2, and you are up to date around the grounds around the country. Coventry 0, Oxford 0. Essa has the ball, he's given it away to the retreating Pochetta. Oxford sitting with 5 at the back when they're out of possession, so it's tough for Coventry to break down, but they have won it back through Van Ewijk. Eccles into the area, Van Ewijk again, further wide is right, and the shot is low and gathered by Cumming. Relatively straightforward save, still goalless. Here's Matt Murray.
Yeah, good nick though. And Imaku just, for me, looks like he's finding it a little bit hard to settle to the pace of the game when you're coming into a game like this. Everyone's at it. He got caught there, good press, and Cummings got his angles right. But I still feel from that range, Hadji right, hard and low, should be troubling the keeper a little bit more. But that's our first real effort on target.
Well, Coventry have won it back with ease. The team in Sky Blue, who have a fantastic record at home. They've won 14 of their last 17 home league matches. And it really is Fortress CBS Arena. It'll need to be when Middlesbrough come to town in about a week or so, 10 days, live on the Monday Night Football, Monday the 16th of February. That is a championship clash of the highest repute, and it'll be live on Talksport 2.
It'll be amazing, because Middlesbrough will sell that out as well, won't they?
Oh, they will. Absolutely. Kim Hellberg's side, who could well be even above Coventry, of course, on Monday night. If Coventry drop points here and Middlesbrough get something away at Sheffield United on Monday. Tuesday night, we've got Premier League football for you on the Talksport network. Tottenham against Newcastle and West Ham against Manchester United. And Wednesday night, Forest against Wolves and Sunderland against Liverpool. All the other games are available on Talk Radio and or the Talksport app. Just download our free app and you can be across absolutely everything. Coventry 0, Oxford 0 here. We're in the 11th minute. Oxford win it back on the halfway line. Long with a square pass to Brannigan, and Brannigan gets it back from Pochetta, rolls the ball up the inside right. Onside initially, Peart Harris, but eventually the assistant's flag does go up and Coventry get a free kick, which they want to take quickly. You can see Frank Lampard quite energetic on the edge of the touchline already. And I think the key for Coventry here, Matt Murray, on a day where they're going to come up against a stout defence, is to try and move the ball as quickly as possible.
You took the words right out of my mouth. That's what I was thinking there. It was amazing. Frank Lampard, you can just see he's thinking tempo, ball speed. Keep shifting them around, keep moving them. Peart Harris, it's going to be hard for him. He's having to drop in. He's going to be feeding off scraps, and that's why he was just offside with a run. But yeah, you were dead right. As soon as it went dead, Lampard's like, get it ball moving, get them playing and try and tire this team out, because he knows as well, I said it before, the reinforcements he's got to come off the bench as well. Imagine Radoni coming on. Ellis Sims. Oh, honestly, it's a good squad.
It's an excellent bench, and I'll give you the two benches in just a moment in full. Header away by Kieran Brown with his long hair tied back for Oxford United. Coventry win the ball back just inside Oxford territory on what is a slick and impressive playing surface. Torp for Coventry. Angled ball out to the right-hand side, and the Japanese winger Sakamoto taking on Ruskin. Darts infield, whips the ball into the area. Header away by Michal Halik at the back for Oxford United. Just a sixth game in charge then for Matt Bloomfield after replacing Gary Rowett a few weeks ago. Craig Short did have an interim spell of 3 matches, but Oxford are bang in trouble. 5 points from safety at the start of the day. Coventry win it back again, right with his back to goal. Further wide on the far side is Eccles with a low ball in. That takes a deflection off Helic and goes behind for another Coventry City corner.
Yeah, pressure though invited by Oxford. They did well, they defended, but it's a poor clearance into this middle third, given away. Again, I was asking you about how this front line appears, and your knowledge is top. It is very, very fluid for Coventry, isn't it?
Yep.
SA one side, Sakamoto the other, and move in, and Hadji right for the middle, but another corner that's going to be swung in under the bar.
What can Coventry do with this? Matt Grimes is going to take it plenty forward in sky blue, in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, headed away by Poeta, hit by Torp on the volley, and that took a deflection which might have taken the ball anywhere, but in the end it took all the sting out of Torp's shot, and it was an easy gather for Jamie Cumming, all in green, the Oxford goalkeeper. Now Oxford look to counter. Good block tackle by De Silva on the halfway line. All Coventry after 13 minutes, but still 0-0. Eccles is fouled. Tackle from behind. Brannigan has got to be careful not to talk himself into some trouble here, Matt. It's certainly a Coventry free kick midway inside the Oxford half.
Yeah, and I think the ref's been good. He let one go with Wolfenden early. It's been physical. But I'm going to ask him, I'd love to know what Matt Bloomfield thinks there. As you say, that shot deflector could go anywhere. But then Cumming gets it. You've been under the pump for a bit. I think they're just settle it down, let your team set up. He tries the big long Schmeichel throw. They lose it again, and now there's going to be a free kick coming in the box. So just a little bit of game management there. When you've had a lot of pressure against you, I think sometimes the goalkeeper, unless it's blatant that they're going to be out, just let your team set up. But now they're going to keep the high line. Another ball whipped in with quality, no doubt. And a bit of pressure at the moment for Coventry.
Wind has picked up again here. We've got Coventry fans packed in all around us. Matt Grimes is standing over this free kick. It's about 30 yards out, left of centre as we look at it. Grimes delivers in left-footed and a header away. Relatively simple header by Long. Nodded back in by Grimes, flicked on by Latabodiere. Right, misses his kick from inside the penalty area, but the flag was up anyway. Right, just caught a shade offside, and Oxford have got a free kick. I wonder what Matt Bloomfield has made of the opening quarter of an hour, Matt.
I think, all in all, he'll say, look, my goalkeeper's not had a serious save to make. Yes, you're going to have to suffer at times. When you're coming to the team at top of the league, amazing at home, full house, you're going to suffer at times, but all in all, they've looked pretty good, and I think that he'll be very happy with every set piece that's come in, free kicks, corners. They've got the first contact. There, the organisation, the line, all dropping on one last step, squeezing up, second balls. How much do we see trouble there? Again, they've gone and played Hadji right offside, so he will think all in all his team's done pretty well.
Coventry cleared forward over the halfway line through Torp, and there was a tangle between Wright and Brown, which is going to be an intriguing battle as this game goes on. Wright, the American centre forward, who scored 2 goals in his last 4 appearances, both in 2-1 victories for Coventry City. 2-1 home wins, and home really is where the heart is for Coventry. That is where they have laid the foundations for this promotion challenge, although they hope it isn't slipping away from them slowly but surely. We'll bring you some more of the goals as they've gone in just a moment on Talksport 2. There are plenty that have gone in. Coventry on the attack though on the far side, the right, with Torp, who nudges it far side to Sakamoto, the number 7, looking to spin away from a couple of challenges. Loose ball drops to Grimes, 30 yards from goal. Grimes is surging forward here, and he hits it just beyond the left-hand post of Cumming, the diving goalkeeper. I'm not sure he'd have got to it. Grimes taking matters into his own hands, and he whipped the ball just wide. It's still 0-0.
Yeah, just wide, and you see from this angle, I thought it had gone wide, but sometimes when it hits that back stanchion, you're not fully sure. But when they drop off, there has to be a point where someone has to engage, and he gets right to the edge of the box. Players come out. I think Cummings got that covered, but good strike. We say Brannigan can do it for Oxford, but that was good play from Matt Grimes, just wide, but still they haven't really had a proper shot on target yet.
Right, Colchester 1, Shrewsbury 0 is the latest score. Bolton 1, Barnsley 0. Peterborough lead Wigan by a goal to 0. Harrogate bottom of the Football League, but they're in front against Cambridge. You started the day 3rd in League 2. Harrogate 1, Cambridge United 0. Wimbledon lead Reading by a goal to 0. It's now 2-0 to Peterborough against struggling Wigan Athletic. West Ham lead at Burnley by a goal to 0 in the Premier League. Crescencio Somerville in that all-important relegation battle has put West Ham United in front. Chelsea in front of Matt's old club Wolves through Cole Palmer. Plymouth 1, Lincoln 0, Wickham 1, Doncaster 0, and you are up to date around the grounds on Talksport 2. Now Oxford's turn to attack. Away on the far side of the field, they have to go backwards to Helik, the big centre half, the former Huddersfield man, and it's carried forward by Kieran Brown, the number 3. Oxford all in black today with yellow trim. Makosso, a recent signing who played under Matt Bloomfield at Luton Town, pushes the ball down the middle, but there's too much on it for Payet Harris. It's through to Rushworth, who, I have to say, in the first 17 and a half minutes, he's been a spectator, hasn't he, Matt Murray?
He has, but this is when you have to concentrate. Well, what I would say is when he's been called upon this season, he's been excellent. And I think, and I said it right at the start of the season, I feel he will play for England one day. I do.
Yeah.
I think he's that good. I thought he really came on, had some good loan spells, but the one with Swansea with Martin Margaretson, he really kicked on. Last season was a bit stop-start for him, but he's come in, and I think his all-round game is fantastic, and he's got like a real belief in himself, a little bit of an arrogance. I love it. A great left foot.
Only 24, Rushworth, and it's his high left-footed clearance up towards Essa, well met by Makosso to head it away. Sam Long, Oxford's right wing back on the near side, looks for Payet Harris, number 44, early ball down the inside right. Poeta has got a chance to cross. Imaku at the back post, it's over his head. It'll reach Ruskin on the opposite wing, far side of the field. Now Brannigan on the corner of the penalty area to deliver, headed away by Luke Wolfenden of Coventry City. Nervous moments these for the Sky Blues, still 0-0. That's a foul by Long, all over the back of Essa, who was tracking back. And Coventry have a free kick, but maybe Oxford should have created more from that foray forward down the right.
And they're the moments. That's what they're waiting for. When they get into those areas, can Plaqueta deliver with real quality? And I think he'll be disappointed because I thought Payet Harrison made a good run in the middle and he was just overhit. And they're the ones that they've got to, really make count. And then Long will be disappointed because Essay's done well, hasn't he, to win the free kick. But you've let the pressure off by that needless foul pushing the back. But yeah, that was encouraging for Oxford for sure.
And Notts County 1, Barrow 0. Notts County second in League 2. Fulham lead Everton by a goal to 0. Own goal from Vitaly Mikolenko. You're up to date. Coventry 0, Oxford 0 here live on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. Sakamoto out on the right hand side, return ball to Van Eyck on the underlap, cuts it back to Eccles, back to goal, lays it off to Sakamoto. Now Torp tries to place it in the bottom left corner, and this time he drags it a couple of yards wide.
And I think a player of his quality will be disappointed there. It was the right technique to use with this greasy surface, just ball set into him. Can he pass it in first time? Maybe it came to him a little bit firm, but I still think a player of his quality with his right foot central to goal there, we're thinking he should at least be working Jamie Cummins. So it is a very open game. I love it when the teams are going forward. Coventry do look a threat every time, and rightly so, but yeah, again, I think they'll be disappointed that they haven't worked the goalkeeper.
Well, Oxford's only victory under Matt Bloomfield did come on the road in the Midlands, away at Leicester City by 2-1. Coventry it is who've looked the more likely. You would expect that from the league leaders, but so far it's just going to be a point advantage in the Championship promotion race ahead of Middlesbrough, who play on Monday night live on Talksport 2. Offside against Imaku, the assistant referee looking right along the line to the far side, and it's a free kick to Coventry. Massive crowd here at the CBS this afternoon, nearly 30,000 in, and barely an empty sky blue seat to be had. It's quite a sight as the stadium sweeps all the way around, and you can see Coventry fans on all four sides. Hadji Wright sprinting to try and keep the ball in play. He prevents the goal kick, and out of play it goes for an Oxford throw.
As you say, massive crowd, an expectant crowd, a crowd that's a little bit edgy, so that's why when you win the ball and you pass it around and Imaku can see right across the line and you're offside, your manager's fuming at you, your teammates are fuming at you, because you want to have those spells to try and frustrate them. That from Hadji Wright is brilliant, because he could have just let it go, but he thinks, no, do you know what, I'm going to give a throw in away, we'll box him in and we'll try and win it back. So good play from Hadji Wright. Bolton 2,
Barnsley 0 is the latest score. Bolton high flying in League 1. And Aston Villa in the Premier League lead away at Bournemouth by a 0. Morgan Rogers has scored. Villa just about in the title picture still in the Premier League. Equaliser for Leicester away at Birmingham City, where it's 1-1 at St Andrews. That's an important goal in the relegation battle, because Leicester have been dragged right back into it this week after that 6-point deduction. Oxford on the defensive here, marooned at the moment, 23rd in the Championship. Coventry on the attack on the far side there, right, with Sakamoto, who thinks about an early cross into the penalty area. A little bit of light rain in the air now at the CBS Arena. They've had the floodlights on for a long time. It's darker overhead. Ball on the far side for Coventry is with Essa, Very talented young man, no question about it. A lot of people would have been delighted to get his services on loan at the club. In the event, it's Coventry who borrowed him from Crystal Palace. Long ball up towards right with a looping header, and it's wide, but he's offside again. Cumming was caught there, the Oxford goalkeeper, caught in two minds, gets a little lucky that the offside flag was up, and in the event it didn't go in anyway. Halfway through the first half and still 0-0. Here's Matt Murray.
There's nothing worse as a keeper when you think, I'm coming for this one. Oh no, yours, mine away. Oh, and then sometimes you hear that roar because you've messed it up. Now, his defenders are going to deal with it. He was offside in the end anyway, but they're the things he can't get involved in. So yeah, a lucky escape and a relieved Jamie Cummings for sure.
Absolutely. Former Chelsea youth goalkeeper. Coventry have the ball, the league leaders on the halfway line, given away though by Torp and Latibaudiere. Quite small for a centre-half on the retreat, able to beat Poiheta to it and shepherd it all the way back to goalkeeper Rushworth. Coventry have possession again. And they can build from central defence with Wolfenden now. High diagonal ball, pinged from right to left, header away by Sam Long. Now the loose ball, heavy touch by Makosso, drops deep inside the Oxford half. Torp for Coventry. Playing it back to Grimes, forward of the centre circle. Grimes with an angled ball. Good dummy by Eccles. De Silva making the overlapping run, getting to it, crossing, left-footed, headed behind by Healick. What a good ball in that was from De Silva.
I love the fullbacks of Coventry. I think they're both brilliant, and that's a great cross and the way they did it. But Eccles was so clever in the midfield, how he used his body to win that ball back. Great weight of passo. De Silva can just not even break his stride, deliver it, but very, very good defending from Oxford again. Very organised defending that big rectangle, lined up in the middle. Brilliant header away. Another corner though,
which Torp is going to take. Third corner of the game already for Coventry. There's a big sky blue flag fluttering in the wind just behind Victor Torp. Plenty forward in sky blue in the penalty area. Torp delivers in high, right-footed, headed away by Healick again. Drops towards the edge of the penalty area. Poiheta smashes it away, the former Norwich man, on his left foot. And there is a stoppage here because Healick has gone down holding his head. And this is problematic for Oxford United. Is Healick going to need the physio on? Matt Bloomfield, the head coach, turns back towards his bench. Frank Lampard watches on in his dark overcoat. And certainly the game is stopped, and here come the Oxford physios to help out Healick.
So it was a great header away, and I actually didn't think he was too bad, but the fact that he's getting treatment shows that he's definitely felt it, because this means he will have to lead the field of play. Sometimes teams are a little bit naughty and they make two players go down, because I think if you get two treated, they don't both have to leave, where if it's one, you do. So obviously he's going to go off, and he's the one who's had that first contact. They're definitely semi-zonal. He gets those headers in the middle, so this is a big, big blow for Oxford. I'm sure he'll come back on, but it's more just to defend this corner because he's been so effective. But again, it's whipped right into the middle, but he'll definitely have to lead the field of play, won't he?
He will. Healick is on his feet. Giant central defender wearing number 6. And Oxford have got players warming up on the near side. Both benches, by the way, for Coventry. Wilson, Thomas, Radoni, Sims, Kitching, Onyeka. The new signing, Yang, Kessler-Hayden and Bidwell. And for Oxford, Ingram, Volks, Konak, Harris, Romane, Spencer, Lancashire, Davis and Gion. Right then, throw for Coventry on the far side. It's going to come in long here from Van Eyck. Can they take advantage of Healick being off the field? Oxford temporarily down to 10. Coventry City 0, Oxford United 0 on your home of the EFL, that is Talksport 2. Van Eyck long into the penalty area towards Wolfenden, well claimed by Cumming through a crowd of bodies, and the goalkeeper rises highest.
And that's what you need when your big centre-half's off. Come and take it. It's a great feeling as a keeper when you put one of them. But what he's done this time is let his team get up, not giving the ball away, and booted it 60, 70 yards away. So, but really, really good goalkeeper. And he's a good servant for Oxford since he come in, promoted with them. Good goalkeeper.
That's the voice of former Wolves keeper Matt Murray as the ball is hooked away by Van Eyck in the nick of time, actually, because there were two Oxford players racing towards him. Healick has come back on, and Ruskin is ready to take a throw for Oxford in front of that giant east stand on the far side of the field. It's a little unusual, the CBS Arena, very much an out-of-city kind of stadium, close to the motorway, but it feels much more like home for Coventry than it had done in previous years, now that they've got full control of everything that goes on here. Sakamoto has won it back for them deep inside his own half, and Coventry can build another attack. How convincing a 27-28 minutes has it been from Frank Lampard's team, Matt?
I think they've been pretty good. Got into good areas, have controlled the possession, the territory, but haven't seriously worked Jamie Cummings, and that will be the bit that Frank Lampard will say, when you get there, just that bit of composure. You've got into central areas where he'd have loved to have been, by the way, when he was a player.
Arriving late.
Oh, he was so good at that, but that'll be the only bit. But all in all, I think Coventry have been good.
Sakamoto out wide on the right-hand side, right corner of the penalty area. Good work by Ruskin to force him away from goal. Sakamoto finds Wolfenden, and suddenly it's attack v defence again, because even the Coventry centre-halves are playing in the Oxford half of the field at the moment. Sakamoto meanders infield, rolls the ball to the feet of Eccles, back to goal, sets up right, and now Essa from the angle to try and pull it back. Brown is there, knocks it behind, and Coventry have their fourth corner of the game.
And that's what it is. It's like, that was really good play again, but it's hard to get through this Oxford team because they're very compact, very organised. They're working their feet. So as much as Frank Lampard would say a couple of times we had shots on the edge of the box, you do have to credit Oxford. They've worked, they've worked really well. They're really well drilled, and yeah, but there's another corner going to be swung in.
Don't necessarily look like a relegation side, Oxford. Corner whipped in by Grimes. Latibaudiere jumping at the back post, a looping header, and that's gathered easily by Cumming, who has not had a serious shot to save. There is a problem here for Helik, who looked like he might be still suffering the after effects from that earlier injury, but he's back on his feet and everything is okay again.
He's a warrior, isn't he? He put his head on that, but I thought he got another one. You can just see him holding his head. He's key. He really, really is so vital for Oxford if they're going to get anything this afternoon.
Hull City very much in the promotion race in the Championship, and they have the lead against Bristol City. Hull 4 points behind Coventry at the start of the day, and they are closing in. Feels like a four-way race for promotion at the top of the Championship. Of course, only two can make it automatically. Here is Poheta down the Oxford left, clipping in the cross, header away by Joel Latibaudiere. The loose ball has bounced down to McDonnell, and Oxford can keep up the build-up play. Huddersfield 0, Blackpool 1. Harrogate bottom of the Football League, but they lead Cambridge by 2-0. Burnley 0, West Ham 2. Tati Castellanos for West Ham United. Northampton 1, Stevenage 0 is the latest score. That in League One. Foul now on Imaku, and Oxford have a free kick in a dangerous position. In fact, it was Mokosso who was caught, and this free kick close to the right corner of the penalty area. Good chance for a good delivery, Matt Murray.
Yeah, and the reason why at first you thought it'd be Imaku, because he just picked that ball up, didn't he? That centre half. And he went on an absolute mazy. What relegation battle? Stay in my place. Absolutely brilliant. He just dribbled out, worked his feet, won the free kick, and these are the moments. Yep. These are the moments that Oxford have been waiting for. You've been defending, you defended set plays really well. Now, can you get on it? Can you go? They've got first contact defensively. Can you get it offensively? The ball's got to be on the money. Coventry have to concentrate, but really, really dangerous. Horrible as a keeper this. You've got two over the ball. Will it be in swinging? Will it be out swinging? Coventry going with a bit of a split wall as well. Yeah, really good opportunity.
Half an hour into the game, 0-0. Two standing over it for Oxford. One of them is Ruskin, the other is Imaku, the two recent signings, both making their debuts today. It'll be delivered in left-footed by Ruskin, in swinging, up go the heads, double deflection on it, and Rushworth is able to grab it. A little lucky there, Coventry, that was close to the goalkeeper, otherwise he might have had a real problem.
Well, you saw one at one end, didn't you, where again the deflection was kind for the keeper, and this one again, double deflection. He's just managed to put the brakes on Rushworth. He's had very little to do, but good clean hands. But I thought that was an excellent delivery, and that's what I'm saying. They're the moments that Oxford are looking for. Lucky escape for Coventry, really. Little bit of a warning as well to say, oi, don't give silly free kicks away. Oxford are well in this game.
Gillingham 1, Tranmere 0 is the latest score in League 2. Wigan get one back at Peterborough, but they still trail by 2-1. Bristol Rovers with an equaliser at home to Chesterfield, it's 1-1. And Cambridge, who are flying high in League 2, have got one back away at Harrogate Town. It's now Harrogate 2, Cambridge United 1. Equaliser for Barrow at Notts County, that's one apiece. Huddersfield 0, Blackpool 2, Bolton 3, Barnsley 0. Essa down the left-hand side, cutting it back. Eccles in the area, can't get the shot in. Defender slips. Sakamoto! Good save by Cumming. away to his left-hand side. That's a brilliant reaction save. Sakamoto was only 10 yards out, and he has given the corner, I think, here, the referee, although Oxford are... Brannigan's having a word with Ruben Ricardo. I think he feels maybe there was a foul or perhaps even a handball. Coventry certainly have a corner, Matt Murray.
Yeah, good goalkeeper from Jamie Cummings. He knows body's in the way, so he stays deep. Slippery conditions, two hands, palmed it to safety. But that's why I felt Sheffield United hurt Oxford in the last game. Pullbacks into that area and strikes. Worked it again well, but good save.
Corner taken by Grimes, left-footed in, swinging, headed away. Thumping header clear by McDonnell at the near post. Oxford having to withstand more pressure as it's scooped into the area again. Header away by Long. So Cumming has now had a serious save to make. 12 minutes of the first half remaining. MK Dons in the promotion race in League 2. They lead away at Cheltenham by 1-0 this afternoon. And you are right up to date here on Talksport 2. Earlier today we brought you Derby County 1, Ipswich Town 2. Big win for Ipswich that at the moment has them 5 points adrift of Coventry, but they'll have a game in hand. Torp raiding down the right, tripped by Kieran Brown. That'll be a free kick. Is it going to be a yellow card? Yes, it is. First booking of the afternoon, and it's gone to Kieran Brown of Oxford United.
Yeah, no complaints there. He came across a little bit late. Is what it is. Yellow card. You don't really want to be on a yellow at this stage in the game with these players, these tricky players on show running at you. But he's an experienced player. He'll be able to handle it. But again, we talk about free kicks and dangerous situations. Interesting that Coventry only have one over the ball, so you know it's going to be an outswinger. One on the ball, one in the wall. That's what they always used to say. But you can take your line off it. But I think at the moment, Oxford have defended really well. Good defensive line, first contacts, but then they get up and they pick up on the second balls as well, which has been excellent.
Well, Ibaku's the man in the wall. On the ball is Torp, and plenty forward for Coventry. Everybody back for Oxford United. Is this the moment the leaders make the breakthrough? In by Torp, and a free header for Eccles to the back post. Only half away by Oxford. Wolfenden met it at the second attempt, and then Essa Strider, a sort of half bicycle kick, cleared away by Oxford United, only as far as De Silva. It just keeps coming back at Oxford fairly relentlessly in this first half. I actually thought Eccles' match should have done better with the initial header. Yeah,
that initial flick, because he got at the front post, didn't he, and got on it and flicked on, great ball in, and that's that one. It's horrible as a goalkeeper. Sometimes you come across set and that flick over just takes you out. But yeah, thought it was a decent opportunity as well, but in the end, still no save.
Brannigan loses out in the middle of midfield, but it's won back by Makosso on the halfway line here for Oxford, and a lovely slide rule pass to Bohetta, who's onside and surging into the area now, and he curls the ball over the top left-footed. What a chance for Oxford United, and Bohetta has wasted it.
Great chance. Coventry trying to keep the high line. For me, looked definitely onside. I thought the weight of the pass was brilliant. And I'm just surprised there. I thought his touch took him a little bit wide. I thought he could take it in if he wanted to use his left foot. Or just, it felt like a right foot, hard and low drill finish. Or pick out Bert Harris in the middle. So again, there's been a few times where it's come to Bohetta and he's got into good positions and his end product has not been there. And I've seen him before, and I think he's got more quality than that. I think he should have definitely been working Rushruff in the goal.
Got a lot of experience at championship level with Norwich and Birmingham City and Swansea. His goals have helped Oxford to 7 points this season. He's scored some important goals for the club over the course of the campaign so far. Oxford, who are desperate for a victory in their relegation battle, starting the day 5 points from safety in the championship. The leaders, Coventry 0, Oxford United 0. Talksport 2, we've got live boxing tonight on the network from Liverpool as Nick Ball takes on Brandon Figueroa. And then on Sunday, tomorrow, we will bring you Super Bowl 60 live from Santa Clara in full. All starts at 11 o'clock. And that's former club Wolves are 2-0 down to Chelsea. 2 Cole Palmer penalties.
2 penalties?
2 penalties.
Stop any updates from there now. That's enough for me. That's getting me back from a little West Brom jive, isn't it?
Unless Wolves can fight back, and then I'll let you know all about it. Here goes Van Eyck away on the right for Coventry. He's nudged it to the far side. Sakamoto one-on-one with Ruskin. Twisting, turning, teasing Sakamoto. And he's still 10 yards from the corner flag as he nudges it backwards to Van Eyck. Coventry still pushing forward, playing from right to left in the first half. Wolfenden out to Van Eyck, but a sea of black shirts in front of Coventry City here. Difficult for them to probe their way through. Esser, sliding tackle coming in from McDonald 20 yards out, but Coventry win it back. Eccles with a heavy touch under pressure from Long. Oxford have looked pretty robust and well organised defensively so far, and here they come with Sam Long on the halfway line, cuts the ball square and infield to Pert Harris. Back now to McDonald in the centre circle. Wide left is Ruskin. I think a lot to encourage Matt Bloomfield about the first half so far. Pert Harris has gone down. Not a head injury. Oxford play on anyway, and Imaku almost played in by Brannigan. Out comes Rushworth, and Coventry can counter. Pert Harris is back on his feet and suspiciously quick as he chases the ball down, and the Coventry fans are not amused one bit.
Yeah, ironic cheers and then the boos because, he obviously didn't get the free kick he wanted, but again, a little good bit of play from Oxford. That through ball, good starting position from Rushwood.
Early high ball down towards Eccles, only half headed away. Coventry wanted a penalty for an apparent foul on Eccles, but it wasn't given, and now Torp has found Brannigan, who is desperate, I think, for Torp to be yellow carded here. But he's not going to get any further punishment, is Victor Torp, though Oxford are going to get a free kick.
And I think it's, that high threshold that Pert Harris is moaning at the referee. He said, no, I'm letting these sort of things go. I don't think it was enough. Then the ball coming into the box. Coventry won a penalty. Ref says, no, it's a physical game, no problem. Then, all right, little bit of hands on Brannigan. Twice now he's asked for a yellow card, so he's got to be careful because the referees don't like that. But a little bit of needle, bit of spice to this game, which is understandable. There's so much riding on it for both teams.
That's exactly what Oxford would have wanted. Ironic cheers as the clearance from Cumming goes straight out of play, but it's a long way from the Oxford goal, a long way from being a threat at goal. I'm afraid, Matt Murray, it is now 3-0 to Chelsea at Wolves, and Cole Palmer has got a hat-trick today.
Was it?
Not a third penalty.
Okay.
2 penalties and 1 from open play.
Wow. Okay.
But perhaps the comeback is on. Who knows?
Well, in the League Cup, they were 3-0 up at half-time, Chelsea, and Wolves got it back to 3-2, so going to live in hope.
Latabodier slides in, but he's beaten to it by Poeta. On the halfway line for Oxford, he turns back in field. Premier League earlier, it finished Manchester United 2, 10-man Tottenham 0, live on Talksport. Adrian Durham going around the grounds now with all the goals as they go in. And just download our free app to be across all of the action. You'll need our app on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, middle of the week, when we have every Premier League game live. Now then, there's a yellow card, I think, for Van Eyck here for a sliding tackle. And a free kick to Oxford United that is, 30 yards from goal, left of centre? Is it too far out for a shot, Matt Murray?
Yeah, I think it'll be too far out for a shot. The fact that, Rushworth's put that only like a sort of 2-man split wall again. Only one over the ball this time, but he's using that wall, 1-man wall. So, now he's moved out of it, Sakamoto. So that shows you that Rushworth doesn't feel he's going to shoot. Again, keeping that line, and, we can say for it. This is probably Oxford's best opportunity.
It's going to be delivered in high by Ruskin, clipping it in towards the far post. Up goes Long to head it back across. Brown trying to meet it on the second ball, hammered up into the grey clouds by Victor Torp of Coventry City, and they managed to get away with it. Oxford go back to goalkeeper Cumming, and he will hammer it downfield. De Silva on the retreat, chests it down very calmly, all the way back to his goalkeeper Rushworth. That was good composure from Jay De Silva. Coventry 0, Oxford 0, with 3.5 minutes of the first half remaining. It was Sakamoto who was yellow carded for that challenge that led to the Oxford free kick, not Van Eyck, as I initially thought the two of them were standing together, but it is confirmed that Sakamoto is the man who's been booked. Van Eyck in an inverted position plays the ball to De Silva. Now Latabodier with the orange boots on, whips it out wide, touched forward by Essa. Sakamoto on the turn as well, whipping it in towards the edge of the penalty area, but good interception by Helik in front of Eccles. Helik clears only as far as De Silva, who gathers the ball and scampers forward down the left. Sakamoto suddenly switch wings, playing out on the left-hand side. Coventry 0, Oxford 0. And Wolfenden in the centre circle. Out towards the right and Van Eyck. Good turn by Essa, but excellent tackle by Brannigan. Firm but fair to stop him in his tracks. Oxford have been excellent so far defensively, and Wolfenden's had to come across in front of Ruskin to knock it out of play. It's an Oxford throw.
And you saw Pert Harris, didn't you, right down in front of us? He tracked all the way back. Brannigan again, we talk about his quality on the ball, but getting those tackles in, intelligence, definitely not a foul. There's a few players here that if Oxford do go down, I don't see them go, you know what I mean? I think they'll minimum stay in the Championship. There's some good players. They're playing well, they're well organised, a good game plan, and at the moment they're frustrating this Coventry side.
Martin Zubimendi has scored for the Premier League leaders Arsenal. They lead Sunderland by 1-0. Arsenal 1, Sunderland 0 in the Premier League. Coventry have possession now at the feet of Wolfenden. We've only got a couple of minutes to go in the first half, plus any added time. He's swung it out to the left-hand side. Sakamoto lets it drop onto his left foot very gracefully, down by the corner flag, and he's away from Makosso. Little 1-2 in a very tight area with De Silva, who tries a back heel. That comes off Makosso and goes out to play for a Coventry City throw.
Even the ball boys have been told to work quick. He had a little sprint up there, didn't he, to get the ball in. How good is Sakamoto technically, by the way?
Oh, he can bring the ball down on a sixpence, can't he? Out on the right for Coventry is Essa, led with the edge of the 18-yard box. Couple of step overs, hoists in a high cross. Sakamoto back post, nods it down. Wright is there, but he's poked it wide. Got ahead of Makosso, but he's only succeeded in prodding it behind for a goal kick to Oxford 0-0.
Can I use the word diminutive for Sakamoto?
You can. You definitely can.
But he got up at that back post, didn't he, and won it and headed it back across. And it feels like there's a couple of Sakamotos on the pitch because he just keeps getting on the ball.
He's one of the smallest, isn't he, Matt?
Yeah.
And he shouldn't be able to get up and win that header, really.
He timed it brilliantly, headed it into a dangerous area. I feel technically he's been really good. Some lovely bits of skill, control, some lovely close control, tracks back. But only that's the one bit for Frank Lampard. Only one serious save for Jamie Cummins this whole half at the moment.
I think that low centre of gravity helps Sakamoto. From a technical point of view, we are nearly into first half added time. Oxford United put up a stout defensive resistance at Coventry City, who are the top scorers in the Championship. Coventry get a free kick on the halfway line, and a booking now given to Sam Long for a late challenge on Grimes.
Yeah, he's just caught him there, but it takes again a bit of the sting out of it, because they're the ones every time, ideally Coventry want to get a hand on the ball and play, but yeah, no arguments there. It was a little bit late, but there's no malice in it.
A couple of minutes added time at the end of the first half. There are little gaps opening up in the crowd ahead of the half-time whistle. Coventry fans heading for the concourse areas. Middlesbrough, if Coventry slip up, can really try and take advantage on Monday night away at Sheffield United, live on Talksport 2 after a win earlier for Ipswich on Talksport 2 in the early kick-off, and Hull City still in front against Bristol City in the Championship, so the race for promotion is really hotting up at the moment. Long by Cumming, the Oxford goalkeeper, header away by Latabaudiere, not once but twice, volleys it forward a bit clumsily. We are nearly halfway through first half added time. Van Eyck is really frustrated because he can't keep it in play. And that maybe sums up how Coventry are feeling at the moment, Matt.
Yeah, and look, there's pressure, isn't it? You know, and so I saw them earlier in the season, everything was coming off, they were free-flowing. I still think Van Eyck, if Coventry don't go up, there were teams sniffing around him before. I think he's got Premier League quality. I really, really like him. I think he's good. But look, I do still think Coventry will be fine. But yeah, they've been frustrated again, and it's been a little bit edgy.
Well, what a blow it would be for Coventry if they didn't go up automatically this season, having had a 10-point lead at one stage in November. Header away by Wolfenden. Coventry's next game, would you believe it, at home to Middlesbrough. In a couple of Mondays' time, it'll be live and exclusive on the Talksport network. There's an Oxford throw right at the end of 2 minutes of first half added time. Pert Harris is going to take it, and he's going to hurl it in long. He's a long way from goal here, Pert Harris. It's in the middle of the Coventry half, this long throw. But I think that's exactly what Oxford are going to do. They've sent forward Makosso and Haylick. Long throw, very flat, headed away by Grimes. Nodded back in by Ruskin. The flick by Makosso. cleared away by Sakamoto, nudged out left by Pert Harris. A poor ball cleared away, and that is the half-time whistle. So the league leaders are in danger of dropping points again and really letting the chasing pack gain more ground on them. Frank Lampard's Coventry have a real job to do in the second half. Oxford have frustrated them so far. Just the one serious effort on target for Coventry in that first 45. Sakamoto denied by Cumming, and it's Coventry 0, Oxford 0.
Joe, thank you very much. Okay, let's look over that first half then with Matt Murray. I guess, Matt, at the start, Matt Bloomfield would have wanted to have seen some fight from his Oxford team, and that's what he is getting from them.
Oh, so much fight. And some quality at times. I think Brannigan looks good in that midfield, but all in all, yeah, that's what he said. You've got to come here, you've got to match them. You're going to have to, I said it in commentary, there are times when you're going to have to suffer. And that's why when you've done your pre-season runs and all those bits of work and everything else, he's digging in for these moments. When you're doing your set plays that nobody likes, defensive set pieces, it's cold and windy, you're in this position, first contact's being organised, working as a line. So out of possession, they've been excellent. You've got Pert Harris coming 20, 30 yards from his goal, the wingers tracking back, the wing back. They've been really, really good. The one bit probably Matt Bloomfield will say is when you've got into those couple of spots that we waited for, Plaqueta should have done better. One crossover hit and the other one he curls his effort over, and he's got more quality than that. But all in all, their goalkeeper has come to Coventry and only had one serious save to make, and a save of a goalkeeper of his quality you would still expect him to make.
Does that mean then of the two it would be Matt Bloomfield that's clearly going to be the happier at this point?
I think Frank Lampard won't be too concerned in the way that he's had a lot of possession. There's a few Oxford players on yellow cards. He's got into good areas, and he'll just be saying to his players, look, keep moving that ball quickly. It was really, really interesting. Right from the start, there was a free kick, and Lampard's on his team. Play, move that ball. So I think he'll believe that this Oxford team, even though they have got a few options on the bench, they will tire. They have to tire. And Frank Lampard's got so much reinforcement.
Yeah.
He's got, Radoni, if he gets in range, if he comes on and gets in range, Ellis Sims, who can stretch the play, he'll rough up defenders. Heelick, who's been brilliant for Oxford, Sims coming on there. So Frank Lampard will be saying, look, a lot of our game plan's working, but can you now have that bit more composure? Can we get that goal? Because if they get one, Oxford have to come out that bit more, and then they can go and counter them. But yeah, all in all, of course, yeah, Bloomfield will be delighted with his team. Lampard will be a bit frustrated, but still not overly concerned, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, as it stands, they are going 5 points clear of the chasing pack from third, Ipswich and Hull, etc. So in some ways, it's still an added bonus to be a point further ahead than when they started the game. But I suppose, like you've mentioned there, it's the ammunition that they have on the bench that they can bring on that could cause Oxford a whole heap of problems in that second half.
Yeah, they've got real quality, and it'll be interesting how long SA lasts. Will he tire a bit? He's a tricky player. Sakamoto's been brilliant, but yeah, he'll be definitely looking at his bench. 100% Frank Lampard will be looking at that, and that's what all managers want. They want to look behind them and think, yeah, you can go and give me this, you can go and give me that. Either if we go and get a goal, we can keep the momentum going, or if I need to change it and I need that bit of magic. Because when I used to see Radoni here so many times, he was brilliant. He could score goals, create a bit of magic. And those players as well that have come out the team, Natalie, they'll be thinking, you shouldn't have dropped me. I want to be starting, I want to be playing. And Frank Lampard will be saying, come on with a point to prove. So there will be a point where he might even take off defenders and bring on all these outfield boys, because that is what he's going to want. He will want it. Yes, a point wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but you've got second from bottom here. Your table's getting tighter. Frank Lampard will be going all out for a win when he can.
All right, for now, Matt, thank you very much. We'll have more from you and Joe, of course, when the second half gets underway. But let's now take time to look ahead to tonight's Premier League action as Newcastle host Brentford in the 5:30 kickoff. We're joined now by Talksport reporter Steve Harbison to look ahead to it. And Harmy, I guess my first question is, have you adjusted to the cold of Newcastle?
Don't rub it in, Natalie. No, I mean, 3 days ago I was watching it rain in Candy and it was 35 degrees. I'm actually going to watch it rain in Newcastle for the majority of the day. It's going to be 3.5 degrees. It's cold, but I'm expecting a good game. I think the average I think the average goals between these two sides is more than any other team in the Premier League going head to head in 9 games. I think it's 4.1. So I'm expecting goals in this game. Newcastle, they're on a run of difficult times. I think Eddie Howe's been questioned a few times in the media, and Brentford are flying. I mean, Brentford are really good. More points. Only Arsenal's got more points in the last 8 games, and I think there's been a couple of defeats in there as well. So they come here buoyant, but I think Newcastle, if Bruno Guimaraes is fit and only Anthony Gordon misses the game from the other night, then I think that would be a good bonus for Newcastle fans.
Well, Brentford have never won at St James's Park in the Premier League, and in fact you've got to go back, I think, to the 1930s for the last time they did a double over them in the league, having won obviously the earlier encounter this season. But you mentioned there about Eddie Howe and questions being asked of him. What do you make of it? Are you surprised by those questions, or are they fair?
I'm very surprised, but I'm a massive Eddie Howe fan. I mean, it's not a case of if he leaves, then I stop supporting Newcastle. But I tell you what, it'll be close. I think he's the best thing that's happened to Newcastle from a fan's point of view since Sir Bobby Robson. And I think, unfortunately, whatever's happening off the field to on the field, he's had a few, bad luck with injuries, played some big games at times where he hasn't had a full complement of squad. But that's what, a lot of supporters will say, well, that's what our team has had. But there's been messages from the chief executive during the week. He was on Talksport talking to Jim and Gabby, I think it was, and Crookie during a very, very good press conference. And I think from the behind the scenes, I think it's about actions. If they want to be, like the chief exec says, the best team in the world or Europe by 2030, they're going to have to sort that out. And I think on the field, I think Eddie Howe, he's been in 4 competitions, gone out of Carabao Cup. I fully believe that Eddie Howe is the best person for Newcastle United, and I think he will prove that over this difficult period that's been, and I think they'll overcome it quite nicely with a win today.
And that's the thing, isn't it, at the end of the day? You mentioned, obviously, they've gone out of the Carabao Cup, but they were semi-finalists, let's not forget. They are through to the knockouts, essentially the playoffs of the Champions League, and they are still in the FA Cup. It's just the Premier League that's been a slight letdown, but then again, this Premier League season feels quite bizarre in every sort of circumstance, that a couple of wins and you could be fired right up the top of the table.
Absolutely, and I think a lot of fans would probably adhere to what Newcastle fans are, that apart from 2 or 3 clubs, the only consistent thing about their team so far this season has been their inconsistency, and that's been Newcastle. When they've been at a point where you think, right, go on, kick on, they've got 2 home games, bang, you get 6 points and away you go. You lose to Aston Villa, a very, very fine side, and if they'd kept to their home record, because their away record's been atrocious. If they'd kept to their home record, Newcastle go into this game same points as Brentford with a challenge of the top 6, as opposed to having to win today to get in a position to be going above the opponents Brentford today, because there's 3 points between them, and I think there's 4 goal difference. So I think that's what's frustrating from a Newcastle fans Premier League point of view, is that some of the players have played well in the Champions League, and I think prime example is a man who's not going to play today, who we believe is going to be out through injury with a hamstring injury. England's Anthony Gordon has been fantastic in the Champions League, but hasn't hit the sights of in the Premier League. So Harvey Barnes will get his chance to play, I would imagine, out on the left. And I think from a Newcastle fan's point of view, and I'm just purely talking about Newcastle here, I think from, talking Eddie Howe's come under pressure, but somebody else who's come under pressure, it'd be interesting to see if he plays today, is Anthony Elanga. He's moved up north, hasn't gone as well as he would like. He got a goal at the Etihad during the week, and with Gordon out, Murphy having a little bit of an injury, it might be time that Elanga puts 2 or 3 games together and hopefully he gets his chance.
Well, enjoy it, Harmy. Thank you for being with us.
Thanks, Nat.
I guess one name we also didn't mention was Johan Wieser, who takes on his former side after moving to Newcastle. That is, of course, if he plays from Brentford in the summer window. And a reminder, we'll have updates on that game from St James's Park during the game day phone-in on Talksport from 5:30. You get your calls into Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy on 03717 2233 to have your say on all of today's action. Next here on Talksport 2, we'll bring you the second half between Coventry and Oxford. Goalless it is at present, and we'll also run you through the half-time classifieds from the Premier League and EFL. Just to let you know, the latest episode of How to Win the World Cup is now live. Matt Ford and Alex Brooker are joined by the former England captain and Talksport's very own Stuart Pearce to talk about what makes a perfect leader in football. They go through it all. And as you can imagine, Stuart Pearce is at his very best as usual. That is How to Win the World Cup. You can get that from wherever you get your podcasts. As I said, the halftime classifieds on the way and the second half too from the CBS Arena.
Online, on DAB+, and on the app.
This is Talksport 2. Talksport 2 is your dynamic destination for all the latest sporting action, featuring live commentary of all the biggest events, including football, PGA golf, horse racing, Premiership rugby, cricket, boxing, and all the big-hitting drama of the NFL. Touchdown! Plus, Talksport 2's official betting partner, William Hill, is always on hand with the insight and in-depth analysis you need. Talksport 2 with official betting partner, William Hill. 18+, gambleaware.org.
Selling your car can be super simple if you choose We Buy Any Car, because they sort out any outstanding finance for you. Just bring along your final settlement agreement. If only they could make parallel parking simpler. To the right a bit, mate. Yeah, back a bit more. Oh, no, too far. We Buy Any Car. Selling made simple. To sell your car today, enter your reg number now at webuyanycar.com.
Right now, B&Q Club and TradePoint members get 10% off every product in store and thousands of products online. Not a member? Join today and save today. Sign up in store or online. Hurry, ends Tuesday. You can do it when you B&Q it. Exclusions apply. For full terms and conditions, see DIY.com or tradepoint.co.uk.
Hey Sainsbury's, any way you can save me a few quid on my weekly shop?
Well, Jane, try Your Nectar Prices. Every week in Your Nectar app, you can unlock up to 10 personalised discounts on things you love at Sainsbury's. A Janesbury's, if you will.
Sounds like my kind of place.
Get personalised discounts with Your Nectar Prices. That's good food for all of us. Sainsbury's. 18+, Nectar app required. Unlock up to 10 Your Nectar Prices weekly. Available in supermarkets, online and in locals with Smart Shop. T&Cs apply.
I remember holding her for the first time. Now, I'm about to walk her down the aisle.
Moments like these deserve to be seen clearly. With the Vision Express Eye Care Plan, get 2 pairs from £5.70 a month, including 20% off and an advanced eye test. Vision Express. Step out with confidence. T&Cs apply. Interest-free loan subject to status. VE is a credit broker, not a lender. Representing Adaro Optics Limited. Authorised by the Financial Conduct Authority. Minimum 24-month term.
Ticket, please. Thank you. Tickets, please, madam.
Sure, let me just... Oh, this jacket's got so many pockets.
No rush.
Got it on eBay. Vintage, one of a kind.
I just need your ticket, madam.
Couldn't find it anywhere. Then, ta-da! eBay. Total bargain.
That's nice.
Oh, thank you.
But I still need to see your ticket.
Oh, yeah, sure. With great deals on things you love, you can't help but say when it's eBay. Things people love.
It's the last chance to get yourself a ticket for tonight's Lotto draw.
It could be you.
Lotto from the National Lottery. Rules and procedures apply. Players must be 18 or over.
Hard-hitting football coverage. On DAB+, online, via the Talksport app, and on your smart speaker.
An absolutely magnificent effort!
EFL Live on Talksport 2. This is Game Day. Halftime classifieds.
You're listening to Talksport 2, the home of the EFL. I'm Natalie Sawyer. Let's bring you your halftime classified, starting with
Premier League.
Manchester United beat Tottenham 2-0. It's Arsenal 1, Sunderland 0. Bournemouth 0, Aston Villa 1, Burnley 0, West Ham 2, Fulham 1, Everton 0, Wolves 0, Chelsea 3.
Sky Bet Championship.
In the early kickoffs, Derby finished 1 and Ipswich with 2-1 winners, I should say, in that game. And Norwich beat Blackburn by 2-0 and Southampton were 1-0 winners over Watford. At half-time, it's Birmingham 1, Leicester 1, Coventry 0, Oxford United 0, Hull 1, Bristol City 2, Preston 1, Portsmouth 0, West Brom, Stoke and Wrexham Millwall goalless.
Sky Bet League One.
In the 2 early kickoffs, Luton were 2-1 winners over Bradford and it finished 2-2 between Port Vale and Burton. But at half-time, AFC Wimbledon 1, Reading 1, Bolton 3, Barnsley 0, Huddersfield 0, Blackpool 2, Mansfield and Exeter are goalless. It's Northampton 2, Stevenage 1, Peterborough 3, Wigan 1, Plymouth 1, Lincoln 1, Rotherham 0, Cardiff 1. Goalless it is between Stockport and Leyton Orient, and it's 1-0 to Wickham against Doncaster.
Sky Bet League Two.
Crew were 1-0 winners at Crawley. Swindon beat Oldham 3-0. At half-time, it's 1-1 between Bristol Rovers and Chesterfield. MK Dons lead Cheltenham by 2-1. Colchester 2, Shrewsbury 0. Goalless it is between Fleetwood and Bromley. Gillingham are 1-0 up against Tranmere. Harrogate 2, Cambridge 1. Newport and Grimsby are goalless. It's 1-1 between Notts County and Barrow. And Barnet are 1-0 up at Walsall. OK, that runs you through the half-time scores. Let's take you back to the CBS Arena then for the game between Coventry and Oxford and hand you over to Matt Murray and Joe Shenham.
Thank you, Natalie. Perfect timing ahead of the start of the second half. There are no half-time changes for either team, and it remains 0-0 here on Talksport 2. Coventry have looked the more likely to score, but it's not as though they've been absolutely battering the Oxford goal with a plethora of efforts. It's been quite the opposite, in fact. Just the one save that Cumming has had to make so far as the second half begins. Coventry in sky blue from left to right, Oxford all in black from right to left, and a lot of Coventry fans still to retake their seats here very early on in the second half. So no changes. Coventry, Rushworth in goal, Van Eyck, Wolfenden, Latabodiere and De Silva, Grimes and Torp, Sakamoto, Eccles and Essa, who's just been fouled, out on the Coventry left behind Hadji Wright up front. And for Oxford United, the goalkeeper is Cumming, Makosso, Heelick and Brown, Long, Brannigan, McDonnell and Ruskin, Peart Harris and Imaku in support of Poaheta up front. Coventry get a free kick straight away. Matt Grimes is over the ball. How Coventry, the league leaders, could do with a goal here, as they aim to move 3 points clear at the top of the championship table. Grimes one arm up into the air. Coventry's number 6 ready to deliver. Left-footed, high into the penalty area. Headed away by Brown. Drops down to De Silva. And De Silva goes backwards to Van Eyck in the centre circle. Van Eyck has to turn all the way back to goalkeeper Rushworth. And now Grimes, angled ball to the far side of the left, and Romain Essa one-on-one with Sam Long. Essa threads it into the area. Victor Torp is after it, across towards right, and it's a good save and cleared away by Ruskin at the back post. Oxford United get away with it. Good football by Coventry in the build-up, but they can't find the opening goal. Here's Matt Murray.
Yeah, I think it's been a really good start from Coventry. Forced the early free kick. Then that was excellent play, as you say, Torp in there. Put it into such a dangerous area, but you have to credit Oxford getting those, easy for me to say, getting those black shirts in there, because it's hard when you're running towards your own goal like that to get the clearance. Quite often see own goals and stuff. So yeah, good positive start from Coventry, but they've still not made that breakthrough. And one other thing I'm thinking, Joe, is every time I've watched Coventry before, I felt Bobby Thomas was a real threat from set pieces. We had so many balls that come in this box, and Coventry haven't really made the most of it.
Well, he is on the bench today, along with Liam Kitching. I'll give you the subs in full in a moment. Sakamoto, Coventry's number 7, finding Grimes. Angled ball to the right-hand side. Eccles to whip in the cross to the back post. Pulled back by Essa, spilled by the goalkeeper. Cleared away initially by Heelick, and then by McDonnell. There is a sense that Oxford are hanging on here in the early minutes of the second half. Not as convincing from Jamie Cumming that time.
Yeah, certainly, but that's when you need your defenders to help you out. This time, sometimes the keeper, you help them, and it's a horrible one. He's come, he's set. Good ball back in from SA, but good defending.
Crossing by Torp, only just over the head of Hadji Wright, headed behind by Sam Long, and a corner for Coventry at the south end of the stadium, split between home and away supporters. The clouds high above here in the West Midlands, a murky grey, little bit of rain in the air now. Perfect conditions for championship football, and Coventry have got themselves a corner on the far side.
Yeah, really positive start, and you feel the fans have sensed it. They're trying to do their bit as well, but yeah, they are looking very dangerous, Coventry.
Well, Torp is going to take this corner. A mass of Coventry fans in sky blue behind him. Torp delivers, right-footed, up go the heads, only half away, nodded back in by Eccles. Wolfenden is there, cleared only as far as De Silva. Now Torp lofts it into the penalty area again. The flick by Latabodiere towards Sakamoto. Hadji Wright with his back to goal. Coventry can't get the ball into the penalty area, but they will have a chance to do that now. Brannigan with a foul on Eccles. Free kick Coventry, 25 yards out. I think Frank Lampard has had some words with Coventry at half-time, Matt Murray.
Yeah, and did Brannigan get booked then as well?
He did.
Yeah, so a yellow card for the captain, who's been a bit riled up and a bit niggly for Oxford, but they just can't get out, can they, Oxford? It's just like a boxer against the ropes, just covering up, and shots are coming in. So again, it's me a free kick in a dangerous situation. But yeah, I bet it would be interesting to hear what Frank Lampard said to his team at half-time, because I say lots of positives, the areas they got in, but they didn't, maybe a bit more urgency, because that feels like with that, they're putting balls into the box. They've already got into some dangerous areas, and now this is a free kick. What's that? 25 yards out, just off centre to the right here. And again, with the quality they got in, I think they're going to shoot here. As a goalkeeper, when you set up a four-man wall, you know you're expecting a shot. Interesting, Sakamoto's walked away, but this is a dangerous one. But follow in second balls as well, because it's so greasy, and we've already seen some bits come off Cummings.
Torp is standing over it. 4 in the wall for Oxford United. 25 yards out, right of centre, plenty forward here for Coventry. Torp smacks it into the wall, and it comes back and is cleared away high upfield by Domo Imaku. Only as far as the Coventry goalkeeper Rushworth, and Coventry will keep coming forward again. How about this? Hull 1, Bristol City 3 now in the Championship. So Hull City, in their promotion chase, are going to drop points, it looks like, to Bristol City. Wycombe 2, Doncaster 0 is the latest score. Those are the first 2 goals that have gone in around the grounds around the country in the second halves of matches today. Well, the promotion jitters, Matt Murray, not affecting Ipswich Town earlier after their win at Derby live on Talksport 2, but they might be affecting Hull City, and they might be affecting Coventry today.
Well, again, these things feed through, so if Coventry can go and get the win, and you have to pick up maximum points if you can against the teams that are right down there, but there's going to be so many twists and turns. As a whole, I still think they are punching above their weight, but it's Bristol City on their day can be good, but Ipswich are the ones that will be quietly confident, just hunting those 2 teams above them.
Rain is starting to fall now. Oxford coming forward on the near side. Ruskin with a good cross, but well caught by Rushworth inside his penalty area, and the goalkeeper holds up the play, and he'll bowl it out to Wolfenden, and Coventry can come forward again. The Coventry subs: Bidwell, Kitching, Kessler-Hayden, Onyeka, Redoni, Sims, Thomas, Wilson and Yang. And for Oxford, Davis, Harris, Ingram, Gion, Konak, Lancashire, Spencer, Romane and Volks. Here is Van Eyck on the halfway line for Coventry, who are a point clear of Middlesbrough as things stand. Borough's game in hand away at Sheffield United on Monday night. That'll be live and exclusive to national radio on your home of the EFL, Talksport 2. Forward by Latabaudiere, high raking ball up the middle. Oh, is that a foul by Kieran Brown on right? Looked it to me right on the edge of the penalty area. The referee says no. Coventry then win it back through Essa. Poked onto Sakamoto. Right corner of the 18-yard box. Good tackle by McDonnell. Had to time that well with precision. And cleared away by Ruskin, but was there anything in that?
Well, I'm looking at Wright's reaction, and he's not saying too much, nor many of the other Coventry players, but my initial thought was Wright backed in for the contact. But did you think there were hands from Brown over the shoulders?
I thought so, yeah.
A bit of hands over the top and pulling him back. But look, the referee, as I said, right the way through, he's had quite a high threshold, hasn't he? Yes, there's been a few yellow cards, but he's let other balls like that. There was one similar into the box before that he let go at the in the first half. So I thought he'd level an elbow there for Harris, but yeah, right. The thing is that Haji Wright hasn't overly argued. Is a bit maybe the referee did get that one right.
Offside against Shemislav Poeta, right in front of us on the near side of the field. The rain getting heavier now at the CBS Arena, and it's being whipped up by the wind. 29,000 plus in today, including close to 1,000 from Oxford United. Coventry 0, Oxford 0, and we're 8 minutes into the second half now here on Talksport 2. Busy day of football around the grounds around the country, and a lot of live football for you next week, including in the Premier League on Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, where the best option really is to download our free app, and then you can swipe across all of the stations and all of the games at your leisure. Long throw by Kieran Brown down the left, and it's over the top of Payet Harris. Matt Bloomfield feels that Oxford should have had a free kick. They didn't get it. Coventry come away with it with Grimes over the halfway line, and he pings the ball wide to the right over the head of Sakamoto, And out of play for an Oxford throw.
I think that would have been even too high for Hadji Wright. But
even for you, Matt Murray.
I think I could see there be changes around the hour mark. I really do. I think they'll be looking at it, and both managers will still be relatively happy. But I do still feel Matt Bloomfield's thinking we're inviting a lot of pressure here. What can we change? Will Vauxhall or someone like that come on? Or, you know, maybe a Harris just to get them up the pitch a little bit more. But still, Cummings had a couple of little hairy moments, but I still think it just died. That initial real quick start, the momentum's just slightly come out now.
Coventry knocked the ball wide right to Sakamoto. Well, it's only 5 minutes until we will have reached the hour mark here on Talksport 2. And the opportunity for both Lampard and Bloomfield to make substitutions. Frank Lampard standing just to the right of the halfway line, pointing the way forward, issuing instructions. Coventry top of the league, but you wonder for how much longer if it stays 0-0. Sakamoto jinking away from McDonnell. He rolls it out left to De Silva, who leaves it for Esser. Esser's left-footed cross high to the back post. Eccles is trying to get up in front of Ruskin, who shrugs him aside. Done a good job, actually, Ruskin, on his debut so far, the Huddersfield loanee. Back it goes now to Wolfenden. Coventry being urged forward. Wolfenden tattoos down his arms. Eventually finds Eccles with a right-wing cross, hoisted it towards right, and the header is wide. I tell you what, he maybe took it off the head of Esser, who is coming in at the far post. Goal kick.
I was just thinking that, and Wright's not to know, and he's up and he's stretching. It's a difficult header because he's trying to go back across of it. But yeah, I just thought Esser had got the run on his man, and if he comes onto it, then it's a much easier header for him. But maybe there wasn't a shout, or Wright thinks he can deal with it. But it's a really good cross. But it was a difficult chance, wasn't it, for Wright? But positive again from Coventry.
Well, there are going to be changes here for Oxford United, the first to make substitutions, and Will Lancashire and Brodie Spencer, who both started the defeat at Sheffield United in midweek, are going to come on, and off come Poeta and Long. So they appear to be straight swaps. What do you reckon to those changes, Matt Murray?
Yeah, I just think again that his team have been working really hard without the ball, which you know you're going to have to do, but sometimes they're just not getting up the pitch. And Lancashire I feel he can be that focal point. He can work. He can do the stuff. It looks like Pert Harris, has he moved out more to the Oxford right? Yeah, but and Lancashire through the front, just trying to give them something, but because he can't absorb this much pressure, and it is hard work. So yeah, we thought it'd be a little bit later than this, but it's just bringing those fresh legs on. That's all it is really for me, because the system is working.
Oxford will stay 5 points adrift of safety as things stand. Bournemouth get an equaliser against Aston Villa in the Premier League. It's 1-1. Lincoln lead 2-1 at Plymouth Argyle. Lincoln high flying in the League One table. Also in that division, Wimbledon 2, Reading 1 is a latest score. And you are right up to date after a cracking day of football so far, and the live sport continues tonight with boxing from Liverpool. Nick Ball against Brandon Figueroa, and tomorrow evening Super Bowl 60 live on Talksport at 11 p.m. Oxford have a throw in the right back position on the far side. Well, Oxford have made a double change. How long is Frank Lampard going to leave it before Coventry make substitutions?
I just think Radoni would be the one for me. I just think he's brilliant at arriving in the box. He's got that real quality, that bit of magic. On the amount of times I've seen him just produce, brilliant headers, brilliant strikes, and he's a top player. So, but say Frank Lampard will know what he's doing, but I do think he's going to have to do something too.
A foul throw, Makosso, as he went to take it, the ball actually slipped out of his grasp. Which is why this is going to have to be taken again. Walsall 0, Barnet 2. Walsall really on a slump in League 2. Here is Torp, left corner of the penalty area, playing it back to Matt Grimes, and now Wolfenden. Bristol Rovers lead Chesterfield by 2-1. The Steve Evans revival continuing, and Wolves have got one back against Chelsea. Wolves 1, Chelsea 3 in the Premier League. Arokadari has got that goal. Out on the right for Coventry is Sakamoto, jinking infield and whipping in the delivery. Header away by Heelick at the heart of the Oxford back line. Lancashire's held it up well, looks to roll it out to the right hand side, and Spencer, and the other sub finds Peart Harris, who is adjudged to have fouled that to Baudier, and Matt Bloomfield is hopping mad on the near side of the field. He is leaping up with anger red-faced with fury. I think Pert Harris is going to get booked here by the referee.
You sure it wasn't Lancashire for something he said? I'm not sure. I don't know if Lancashire got a yellow for dissent, or was it Pert Harris for pulling him back? I wasn't sure.
Oh, yeah, Matt Bloomfield might be in trouble as well.
It looks like he's walking over, doesn't it, the referee? But I do think the referee got it right. It looked like Pert Harris pulled the defender back, but someone's gone up. Yep, you're right.
Yellow card for Matt Bloomfield as well.
Tensions. We'll have to see who got that yellow. Yeah, has Lancashire got a yellow?
Yes, he has. You're right, Matt. Good spot.
I just thought he shouted in the ref's ear right there, dissent. And that, even though the ref was walking towards Pert Harris, he's just suddenly stopped, like something was said to him that he wasn't happy about.
Oh, Matt Bloomfield equally fuming on the near side. An hour gone, 0-0, and Coventry get a corner. Coventry's first corner of the second half, and all around us the Coventry fans applaud and get to their feet. Barnsley get a goal back away at Bolton, but they still trail by 3-1. I'll go around the grounds for all the latest scores in the Premier League and the EFL in just a moment for you. Coventry corner. Matt Grimes is standing over the ball in front of the Oxford fans. Here it comes, left-footed and in-swinging, headed away, thumping header away by Michael Heelick of Oxford United. And backwards goes Van Ewijk to the goalkeeper. Long by Rushworth, deep into Oxford territory, header away by Kieran Brown this time. Big goal in the Championship, 1-0 to Millwall at Wrexham in that clash of 6th against 5th in the Championship. Millwall lead. Hadji Wright in the area, bounces down to Essa. Good save, right on the rebound, side netting. And the flag is up on the near side anyway, so I don't think it would have counted. Initially, Coventry actually wanted handball in the build-up to that move. Good save by Cumming, and then Wright puts the rebound into the side netting.
Yeah, so I was just looking at all that, and so is the offside for the follow-up effort from Hadji?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But the first one, when it drops down, I think Oxford are appealing for handball on Hadji Wright, was it? Yeah, dropped down, but then a great strike through bodies. Good, strong hand from Jamie Cummings. Following into the second balls, but that's good again. It's a bit more direct, wasn't it? You've seen Coventry knock it about, but it was one flicked up, dropped down onto the second ball. Good goalkeeping again from Jamie Cummings.
Rotherham 0, Cardiff 2. Cardiff down to 10 men, but 2-0 in front. The team top of League One. Bristol Rovers 2, Chesterfield 2. Notts County 2, Barrow 1 and Wickham 3. Doncaster Rovers 0. Away on the left is Eccles for Coventry. Left corner of the penalty area. Waits for Esser's run on the underlap. Low ball in, steered away. Comes back to Esser. Scoops it high, right at the far post. Can't meet it. Headed behind by Ruskin. It's another Coventry corner. How long can Oxford United hold out on Talksport 2, 0-0.
Oh, they're knocking at that door, Joe. The pressure's on. You said it. Ruskin, I think, has been excellent. I think he's really stuck to his duties. And by any chance, you're going to commentate and say that Heelick heads the ball clear?
How many times have we said that, Matt, today? I mean, he must have made over 10 clearances in the course of the game.
He's been outstanding, but one day they'll miss him out.
Well, maybe this will be the moment that they miss him out and find the man they need. Coventry with the corner. Grimes delivers it high in towards the back post, punched away by Cumming. The rain has stopped here in this part of the Midlands. Floodlights are on. Dinked forward by Van Ewijk is going to just swirl out of play, and Oxford will take their time with the resulting throw. I think Frank Lampard is thinking about changes. He's having words with a member of his coaching staff on the near side of the field. Might not be long before we see a Coventry substitution.
Yeah, so it'll be the set pieces. Know your jobs, what you're doing. Are they going to change the system at all? Because I think he's going to go for it. I really, really do. And get more offensive players on the pitch. Very interesting there that every time the ball's been cleared and they've gone back to Rushworth and kept possession, the fans have grown. So they didn't want to go back this time, force it out of play. So there's nothing wrong sometimes with that back pass to your goalkeeper and keep the ball playing when the corner's cleared.
Yeah.
You felt that little bit of negativity when the ball's gone
Absolutely. Another goal for Barnsley at Bolton. Bolton 3, Barnsley 2. Wanderers were cruising, but Barnsley have got themselves right back into it. Premier League latest scores: Bournemouth 1, Villa 1. Arsenal, the leaders, 1. Sunderland 0. Burnley 0, West Ham 2. Fulham 1, Everton 0. Wolves 1, Chelsea 3. Earlier on Talksport, it finished Man United 2, Tottenham 0. Give you the Championship latest in just a moment. Forward by Latabodiere, high cross field, out to the right, header away by Ruskin, drops down to Van Eyck. Van Eyck shuffling towards the corner flag. Imaku tracking back diligently. Van Eyck has whipped it off his toes, and then Imaku does the same. Oxford can counter up towards halfway. Nobody really in support. Good sliding challenge by Van Eyck at the expense of a throw in the Championship. Birmingham 1, Leicester 1. Hull 1, Bristol City 3, Preston 1, Pompey 0, West Brom 0, Stoke 0, Wrexham 0, Millwall 1. League 1 latest scores: Wimbledon 2, Reading 1, Bolton 3, Barnsley 2, Huddersfield 0, Blackpool 2, Mansfield 0, Exeter 0, Northampton 2, Stevenage 1, Peterborough 3, Wigan 1, Plymouth 1, Lincoln 2, Rotherham 0, Cardiff 2, Stockport 0, Leyton Orient 0, and Wycombe 3, Doncaster 0. Now then, Wright and Brown in a tangle. Brown could be in trouble here. He's already been booked. Free kick goes Coventry's way. And I think Brown is going to escape without a second yellow card. Matt Bloomfield rages at the fourth official. Frank Lampard looks across. Both benches are upset with the officials. What was the right decision there, Matt Murray?
Wow. Once the referee gives a free kick, I was thinking second yellow.
Yeah.
I was thinking, end of the day, he's in. Your right would have been in then, and he'd been bursting down. If it's a tangle, he doesn't give the free kick. He's pulled him back. He's going through, and wow, I think you can hear from the fans. I thought that's definitely a yellow card, and then it would have been a real uphill task. So Brown looked very, very relieved to me. I don't know what your thoughts are, but I thought it was going to be a second yellow.
He trotted away sheepishly there, didn't he, Kieran Brown? Desperately relieved that it wasn't a second yellow card. Free kick to Coventry. Right wing position, 0-0, 20 minutes into the second half. Delivered in by Victor Torp. Header wide! Hadji Wright should have scored. Hammers the turf in frustration. That had to be in the back of the net.
Oh, that's the one. That is the one. Hadji Wright. He's coming onto it. He sees it all the way. What a delivery by Torp, by the way, to put it into that area, into that second 6-yard box. Sees it all the way. Yes, he's had to sort of slightly guide it, but I think a player of his quality, because if it's either side of the goalkeeper, that's it. On target. He doesn't have to put too much pace on. The pace is on the ball. Yeah. That's a big opportunity. Who got the yellow card then? The goalkeeper?
Coming for time wasting. Matt Bloomfield, I have to tell you, looks baffled by every decision that he's seeing. The Oxford United head coach. League 2 leaders Bromley 1-0 down at Fleetwood this afternoon. Cheltenham 1, MK Dons 3, and Gillingham 2, Tranmere 0. You're up to date to give you the rest of the latest scores in League 2 in just a moment as the ball bounces off Hadji Wright and away for a goal kick to Oxford. In League 2, Bristol Rovers 2, Chesterfield 2, Colchester 2, Shrewsbury 0, Harrogate 2, Cambridge 1, that's a surprise, Newport 0, Grimsby 0, Notts County 2, Barrow 1, Walsall 0, Barnet 2. Long from coming for Oxford United, who've not had a meaningful effort on goal that I can think of at any time in the game so far.
You can hardly remember what colour kit Rush was wearing. You've not really seen him. But you know what I love from the Coventry fans there? They're singing Hadji Wright's name.
Yeah.
They're singing his name to try and lift their player, because that was a big chance. But they're singing his name, trying to get behind him. But I still feel that I think it looks like there's changes ready, do you think?
Jack Redoni, you called for him, Matt Murray, and he's going to come on any minute now for Coventry, who are a point clear at the top ahead of Middlesbrough as it stands. But Borough, if they beat Sheffield United on Monday, would go top of the table themselves. That's live on Talksport 2. These are the thrills and spills of the Championship season. And after today, we'll still have 15 games to go for Coventry. Sakamoto onto the left foot from range. Good block by McDonnell. Very determined defensively, Oxford United at the moment, though they're still 5 points from safety in the Championship relegation zone, and have got to start winning sooner rather than later, though the ambition very clear today. They are just going for a point. Walsall pull one back against Barnet. Bromley, the League 2 leaders, get an equaliser at Fleetwood. Birmingham 2, Leicester 1. And Leicester's week gets worse and worse. Esser for Coventry, sliding in his McDonnell. That'll be another Coventry corner. Their 9th of the game, I make it, Matt Murray.
Yeah, another corner, and they've defended well, whether it's goalkeeper, Helik heading it away. But you listen to the Leicester situation, Coventry have had some difficult times as well, haven't they? So it is great to see their stadium full and pushing like this. But they will really feel this is at maximum points that they should be taking away. This game's panning out.
Pushing for the Premier League, Coventry City. Just over 20 minutes to go. Corner to be taken by Victor Torp. High right-footed. Header away again by Helik. Grimes tries to hit it on the volley. High boot, and he catches his man, who I think was Lancashire. That'll be a free kick to Oxford United. And Oxford are going to make a double change in a moment. Ollie Romani and Mark Harris are going to come on. For Coventry, the change is a straight swap. Redoni for Torp in the middle. And I don't think anybody is particularly surprised that Frank Lampard has chosen to make that change. But it'll be 3 without a win for Coventry if it stays like this, man.
Yeah, and we all know how strong they are at home. They're playing a team that have lost the last 2. That are 5 points from safety. They're having all the ball. They're getting into positions that, that window's closed now, and they've got these, they've got such options off the bench. So Frank Lampard will be, still plenty of football to play. There's just 20 minutes plus stoppage. But yeah, you just feel they get 1, and I really do feel they'll go and get 3 and 4. But at the moment, Oxford will be delighted with what they're doing because they're still right in it. They get that set piece or that bit of magic or a little mistake, and suddenly they could be the ones getting the win.
So Harris and the Dutchman Romani on for Imaku, whose debut is now over, and Pert Harris. Reading with an equaliser at Wimbledon. It's 2-2. Peterborough get a 4th against free-falling Wigan in League One. And Plymouth 1, Lincoln 3. Lincoln hot on the heels of Cardiff at the top of the League One table. Arsenal 2, Sunderland 0. Victor Gyökeres has scored a second for Arsenal. As the ball is cleared away by Latabodiere for Coventry. 20 minutes left. Talksport 2, it remains 0-0. Harris on the edge of the D, laying it back to Ruskin, who surges up the inside left. Ruskin pulling it back to the edge of the penalty area where it's well intercepted by Esser, who carries it forward but only so far. Blocked off by McDonnell in the middle of midfield. Then Spencer lunges in. One back by Esser again. Pirouettes, gives it away to Brannigan, who skips beyond Redoni. Nudges it square to Spencer. He chips the ball cross-field. Terrible ball. Straight out of play.
I don't think Romain Esse can argue there. He just tried a pirouette and that was it. He got caught out. And then a little bit of one from Grimes, but I think the referee did the right thing to let it go. But that was good play from Ruskin, wasn't it? We've seen him so much defensively, but I thought he got forward well there. Composure, put the ball into a dangerous area. And they're those little reminders that Oxford can get a smash and grab here.
A lot of jeopardy still in this game, and you're absolutely right. Oxford could still go on and nick it. Coventry top of the Championship, 59 points from 31 as it stands. Middlesbrough 58 from 30. Away at Sheffield United on Monday Night Live on Talksport 2. Ipswich 54 from 30 as it stands, having beaten Derby by 2-1 earlier today. There's yet another booking. This one's for McDonnell after a foul on the Coventry left, and Matt Grimes is going to take the free kick.
Yep, so Coventry are going to whip it in again, and you're going to see obviously it's an outswinger when he takes it out on that left-hand side. But to be fair, so far Oxford, I think their line has been brilliant. They're so well drilled. I imagine it's Craig Short has a big part in that. He was a good defender in his day.
Yes,
and they're getting those second contacts, first contact, second phases. That's been a big theme of this, a big theme. But Redoni's in there now as well. I think he's very good aerially.
Absolutely. And number 5 is among those lurking in the area. Whipped in by Grimes. Right goes up with the goalkeeper. Cleared. Esser off the line. And they still can't get it away fully here, Oxford. Eventually they do. Stabbed forward by Helik. Esser denied by a goal line clearance, and it just won't go in at the moment for Coventry City.
I think Jamie Cummings felt the full effect of that, because when you're coming one way and the big unit's coming the other and you feel it, and I don't know if it's his shoulder or whatever, but yeah, look, obviously he was going to go, I thought he was going to go in, but he's hooked away off the line. Great ball in, good brave goalkeeping, good defending, but Jamie Cummings definitely felt it.
All right, he's not happy. He's having a word with the goalkeeper who's gone to ground. Physio and Brown get in between the two of them. What's Ruben Ricardo going to do here? Is there going to be some extra punishment for Haji Wright, maybe?
Yeah, I don't like it. I just think that you have to be careful because he might have damaged his shoulder here. And I get it, you want to say people play on, but there was a game, wasn't there, where someone lifted someone off the pitch? Was it the Arsenal boy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Martinelli on I forget who it was.
Yeah, and he was actually
Ramsey, perhaps.
Or someone at Liverpool.
Connor Bradley.
Connor Bradley. Yeah, so that's just, I think you just have to be careful. End of the day, of course, you might think people are trying to run the clock down, but just be careful there. And when it's a goalkeeper who gets treatment, you don't have to go off. Now, he is okay, but Haji Wright's a bit frustrated there. Maybe a bit frustrated with the chances he's missed as well. But good, brave goalkeeping. But another opportunity for Coventry.
Cumming gets to his feet. Wickham 4, Doncaster 0, Wimbledon 3, Reading 2, and Barnet get a third away at Walsall in League 2 to lead by 3-1.
Crazy with Walsall, isn't it? Again, they were so far last
slumping
season.
again, man.
This season, not counting a great run. I watched Doncaster midweek. They were brilliant at Burton, but now seems like they're going to be so many twists and turns in all these leagues, top and bottom. It's brilliant. I love it.
And especially at the top of the Championship. Coventry 59 points, Middlesbrough 58, Ipswich and Hull both on 54. Oxford in the drop zone, 5 points from safety as things stand, but it would be a very good point for them if they could get one here. They actually drew with Coventry in the league at Oxford earlier on this season.
Yeah, it'd be a great point, and I think he's setting them up really well, Matt Bloomfield. I think it's a really well organised team. They're working so hard for him. These Oxford fans they must be delighted to see how hard their team is working. But I'm just looking at it as well, and I'm thinking, will Frank Lampard just bring Ellis Sims on as well? Leave Haji Wright on, get Ellis Sims on, sacrifice maybe a defensive player.
Fulham 1, Everton 1. Kiernan Dewsbury Hall has scored an equalising goal for Everton. Oxford have a throw right in front of us here. Our Coventry position about 15 rows from the edge of the pitch, left of the halfway line as the ball is hooked away by Van Ewijk for Coventry. Coventry frustrated today. Harris with a snapshot for Oxford, which is 5 or 6 yards wide. Rushworth did dive to his left, but he didn't really need to. It was always going wide.
I think that's one of those ones where you think, I haven't had much to do. I want to get my kit
muddy.
Yeah. But look, snapshot. And then, by the way, I seen Mark Harris score a wonder goal once from distance against Blackburn. He has got a good strike in the locker.
That's the voice of Matt Murray. Former Wolves goalkeeper Lancashire has leaned in with the elbow on Latabodiere. He could be off. It is going to be a second yellow card. He had to go off. He had to. There was no option for the referee. Matt Bloomfield again looking perplexed. But to me, Matt Murray looking right across at it. He's gone with the elbow. My only surprise is that it wasn't a straight red.
Okay, yeah, because I thought initially, that's going to be a straight red. But yeah, he cannot argue at all. Now, Lancashire's a big physical boy. I think he got sent off for Spurs, didn't he, on a debut in Europe? I don't know if I'm wrong there, but I think he has looked at the player. Only he knows it, but for me, I think he's looked at him and he's charged him with his elbow, and that's why I thought he was going to be a straight red as well. That's a massive, massive moment, and Matt Bloomfield will be fuming. He will be absolutely fuming. You've come on to help your team, and I don't think there can be any complaints. I really don't.
He's definitely gone with the elbow, hasn't he?
I thought he had the little look.
Yeah.
And that is when I think, when players have that little look and then do it, and he's ran at him and he's charged him, I just thought it was a bit naughty. He's not used it to protect himself. I think he's charged the boy. Yes, he's physical. Only Lancashire knows, but the way it looked to me, I don't see that. Well, if it's 2 yellows anyway, you can't appeal it, can you? But I don't see it being, I don't think there's many arguments, but end of the day now, they're going to be down to 10 men. It's been hard enough as it is. They're going to keep moving that ball. Thankfully, he's okay. I think he is, but no complaints for me there.
Coventry won, the 10 men, Coventry 0, the 10 men of Oxford 0. So Oxford have had a man sent off, but it is still goalless.
But even more reason now, get Ellis Sims on, because you don't need the defensive players because they're down a man, so they're not going to be as occupied. Mark Harris will probably be a lone player up front. They're going to still stay compact, but I'd get that extra attacking player on if I was Frank Lampard straight away.
Well, there are 12 minutes to go for Coventry to find what could be a crucial winner in the Championship promotion race. They lead the league table for now, but Monday night Middlesbrough will have the chance to go above them as it stands. Live on Talksport 2, that game away at Sheffield United. Oxford down to 10, for the remaining 12 minutes. Bristol Rovers 2, Chesterfield 3. So Chesterfield are back in front. They were 1-0 up, 2-1 down, and now they lead by 3-2 as Matt Bloomfield has a chat with Mike Dodds, one of his coaching staff. Frank Lampard turns back towards the touchline. There is frustration from the Coventry fans as Oxford take all the time in the world to take a throw. Wright has tried to bring it down for Coventry, but it's back with Kieran Brown of Oxford United. High ball downfield. Very cloudy, murky skies up ahead. Little bit of rain back in the air. Harris has carried the ball out of play, and it's a Coventry throw in front of the home side's dugout on the near side. Can they find a winner, Matt Murray?
What a great opportunity. They're dominating the game anyway, but now with the extra man. But Mike Dodds, the ex-Wycombe manager, I believe.
Yes, absolutely.
He's experienced, and he'll be down there, and they'll be trying to get those messages on. But you cannot ask for a better opportunity to go and win the game if you're Coventry.
De Silva, the left back, out on the far side of the field, playing it backwards to Grimes. It's attack v defence here. Coventry from left to right in the second half, all in sky blue. Crossfield Latabodiere out to the right, nodded down by Van Eyck, and Brown beats Sakamoto to the ball in a muscular fashion. Cleared away, only as far as Rodoni. Rodoni suddenly steps up the gears, looks for Sakamoto, in comes the cross, and Wright has flicked it across the face of goal. Essa couldn't get there at the back post. Cleared away by Oxford, who are now under siege.
Yeah, but I looked at it there, and there was no sky blue shirts really on the edge of the box, and then you look up again, there's only Hadji Wright in the middle of all these defenders.
Essa down the left, low ball in again. It's gone behind off Makosso, or has it? It was kept in play actually. Cleared away by Spencer. The ball bounces down on the edge of the Oxford box. Sakamoto has hauled down Brannigan, and that will be a free kick to Oxford United. 10 minutes left, 0-0. Ellis Sims about to come on.
Yeah, and I think that would be the move I'd make if I was Frank Lampard. You've got to go and try and win it and get the bodies on the pitch, get bodies in the box, because I was looking there and I was thinking there weren't enough sky blue shirts in those areas, so this is going to take the sting out of it a little, but I think there's going to be a fair bit of stoppage time. Brannigan looks like he's got a little niggle, but yeah, get Ellis Sims on and just go for it.
Off goes Eccles, here comes Sims. Gillingham 2, Tranmere 1. Hull City get a goal back against Bristol City, but it's still 3-2 to the team from the southwest. Hull 2, Bristol City 3. Hull, who still have, I suppose, the chance to close the gap on Coventry themselves, but as it stands, the gap will actually extend to 5 points between those two, and Hull will stay fourth in the Championship. Huddersfield 1, Blackpool 2, and you are up to date around the grounds on Talksport 2. Live Premier League commentary on Talksport 2 on Tuesday night. Tottenham against Newcastle and Forest against Wolves on Wednesday evening here on Talksport 2. Sakamoto looking to dart down the middle. Wright makes the run ahead of him. Hadji Wright is clear! And it's into the side netting. Coventry fans are on their feet expecting a goal, but it's gone wide.
Oh, what a chance again. Hadji Wright in behind. A brilliant chance for him. Left foot. Surely he's just got to go hard and low. Hit the floor, you score. Kiss the grass, whatever they say in those areas. But it looks like he's trying to squeeze it in at the near post. Fantastic opportunity. I thought the weight of pass is brilliant. Keeper back, back pedaling, scampering back. He's had 2 gilt edge chances. And you said it to me before again. They've not been as clinical. And that you can see why they're dropping points. If they're missing opportunities like that, you can see why they're dropping points.
Well, they scored more than 30 goals in October and November. 13 in the following 2 months of December and January, and not prolific obviously in February so far. 0-0.
Yeah, and that's the difference, because when I watched them, they were nailing everything.
Oh, heavy ball by Grimes down the inside left. Essa can't get to it, and 1 or 2 of the Coventry fans look like they might be heading for an early exit here, even against 10 men with 7 minutes plus added time still to go. This is really where Coventry need the supporters more than ever, Matt Murray.
Yeah, and I think they've tried to stay with them, but I think, if you're leaving now, I think that's crazy. I think you're against 10 men. I reckon there could be a minimum 5-minute stoppage time. There's been some injuries, there've been substitutions. I'd stay. I tell you, I'm loving it though. Even though it's 0-0, I'm loving it.
Oh, poor clearance away by Van Eyck, and here is Brannigan. Romane calling for it in the middle. He's gone to the left, and Harris instead. Wolfenden gets across quite easily in the end, and shepherds the ball clear for Coventry. The 11 against the 10, 0-0. Coventry, the league leaders, with Rodoni on the halfway line, has to check backwards. Tackle comes in from Harris, and that'll be a throw to Coventry City just shy of halfway.
What about Sakamoto's layoff there? I've always been at him. He is unreal. His touch is so good.
Technique is pretty special, isn't it? Everton lead 2-1 at Fulham in the Premier League. Out on the left goes Essa for Coventry, driving towards the dead ball line. In the way was Spencer, but he's been penalised for a foul. That'll be a free kick to Coventry yet again, a set piece in a very dangerous position.
And he's on a yellow card, Spencer, and I think Essa is asking, saying, you know, is that a second one? Because you don't want a tricky winger running at you like that. But I don't know about you, I think that was a correct decision, Jude, just a free kick.
I thought so too, Matt. My first instinct was not a second booking. Now Ruskin has gone down, and here come the Oxford physios. Something's got to be done, I think, unless it is genuine cramp.
Yeah, I think to be fair to him, he has worked so hard, and I don't know how much game time he was getting at Huddersfield. So sometimes players, and even when you've been used to League One football, and you're coming in against a team top of the league, and you've worked that hard, you have really, you know, I think you've highlighted him a few times how well he's defended at that post. Then he's got forward when he's needed to. So I'll give this boy the benefit of the doubt. I think the whole Oxford. Yeah, look, there you go. They're making a substitution like the referee made the signal like he's coming off there.
Ben Davis, a central defender. And you're right, Matt. We've got to give credit to Oxford United. They have worked tremendously hard. Not a day for the forward players, but defensively they have been excellent. And it is Davis getting the signal to come on. He is on loan from Rangers. And is Ruskin going to be the man to go off? They've had to change the electronic board here to show his confirmation. They will get it done, I'm sure. Ruskin does go off, clutching one of his shin pads, and here comes big Ben Davis to give Oxford even more defensive stability. The 10 men into the final 5 minutes at 0-0.
Yeah, final 5 minutes, but I do think I think there's probably 10 minutes of this game to play, minimum. I really do. I think there's going to be a fair bit of stoppage time, but Ruskin, rightly so, applauded by those Oxford fans. He's left it all out there, and that's all he can do. Down to 10 men, under the pump. They have defended well, but another dangerous ball going to be coming in that box.
Coventry have flooded the area with sky blue shirts, delivered in by Matt Grimes yet again, headed away by Heelick yet again. Superb from him. Little back heel by Essa, that's too casual, out of play. Cheers from the Oxford fans, and they will get a throw in the left wing back position. Coventry are poised to drop points in the race for promotion. Are Millwall in the race for automatic promotion? They're 2-0 up away at Wrexham in that clash at the top of the table.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah, I mean, and fair play to Alex Neil's team. They've done great, and I think that the Wrexham, they look like they were on a bit of a charge. That's what I mean. There's so many twists and turns. It's so tight. But going back to that essay flick there, I think Frank Lampard will be frustrated there. Just needlessly gave the ball away. But Heelick, how you pronounce? You don't want to say it.
That's the one. Heelick.
He has been outstanding.
Superb.
Outstanding this afternoon.
Well, they've still got more defending to do. 3 minutes to go for the 10 men to hang on. Be a useful point for Oxford, a desperately disappointing one for Coventry. De Silva on the edge of the D, driving into the area, stumbles, ball comes out to Lataberdier, knocks it left to Grimes, forward now to Eza. Left corner of the 18-yard box, Essa gets the cross in, and it's headed wide by Ellis Sims. We spoke about Millwall, by the way, Matt. As it stands, they'll only be 6 points behind Coventry City, so they are in the race.
100% they're in the race, definitely. I think Millwall all the way, yeah. And I think a bit lower than that is, Wrexham are on 47 now. If Wrexham had got the win today, they'd say, I still think it's going to be playoffs for them, and by the way, they'd take that.
Oh yes,
it's amazing. Their rise it's just meteoric. It's crazy, but yeah, I think Millwall are definitely in it, and No one likes going to Millwall, do they? Oh my days, that's an intimidating place to play, trust me.
The Den is a feared place for opposition teams to go, and the CBS Arena is usually as well. But Oxford might be about to get a vital point. 2 minutes to go for the 10 men to hang on. Coventry come forward, plus added time, of course. De Silva to Rodoni. Blue boots on, back to Grimes. Everything seeming to go through Grimes at the moment. De Silva in the left wing position, twisting, turning, crossing, header up into the air by Makosso, further away by Harris. It drops down to Wolfenden, a long way out. Out wide is Van Eyck. Van Eyck plays it square. Now Rodoni out to Wolfenden, who shapes to whip in the cross. It's a good one over the head of Wright, who couldn't get his head to it. Sims was there as well, cleared away by the 10 men of Oxford United.
It was a strange sort of shape on the cross, not as a centre-back delivering it, so it looked a bit different. But as you say, it was into a brilliant area, no way the goalkeeper can come. I just don't know if the Coventry players didn't quite gamble on it to get across their men, but that was a dangerous cross again. But Jamie Cummins is going to be in no rush at all to take this goal kick. He's already had one yellow card, but at the end of the day, the ball hasn't come to him. So I don't know what the rest meant telling him to do, because he has to go and get the ball. But Jamie Cummins on a little bobble. He'll run the clock down as much as possible. And we've got another substitution.
We do. Off goes Essa, and on comes Min Hayek Yang. Essa takes the long walk around the edge of the field. And Min Hayek Yang, who is on loan from Tottenham, was on loan at Portsmouth earlier on this season, comes on for Coventry City, making just his 4th appearance for the club. He hasn't got long to make an impact. We're about to go into second half added time, live on Talksport 2. Coventry, the league leaders, 0. The 10 men of Oxford United, 0. How much added time will there be? Up goes the board in just a moment. 8 added minutes. 8 at the CBS Arena. Yang's first involvement, playing it back to Grimes. Lots of time here still for Coventry. Great roar goes up from the crowd. Delivered in by Grimes. Rodoni's flick, only half away. Makosso stabs it clear. It's desperate defending now for Oxford United, right until the end of the 98.
It's going to feel like about 20 minutes of this Oxford team, believe me.
Yang is away on the left again, and he's prodded it back to Grimes to whip it in left-footed. Cleared away yet again by Makosso for Oxford United. There's nobody forward in the black shirts of Oxford. They can't break. Brannigan has nudged it back to Spencer, who's just smacked it high up into the sky, out of play, and Oxford's intent is very clear. The 10 men have 7 minutes to hold out.
They've got 7 minutes to hold out, but that's what the bit where Lankshire's cost his side, because Brannigan was looking up and he could have spun that ball into the corner and chased it, but instead he's got no one to put, no out ball, and it's going to be Coventry on the attack yet again. They will believe, though, Coventry, they can get one more big chance.
Sakamoto to Van Eyck, dead ball line, deflection on the cross. It's a corner to Coventry. 10th corner of the game, with less than 7 added minutes to go. 0-0 the score. The roof will come off the CBS Arena if the Sky Blues manage to finally find a breakthrough right at the end.
Middlesbrough will be supporting Oxford now, won't they?
Oh, they will. Corner for Grimes, whipped into the penalty area, headed away by that man, Michael Hayek again.
Copy and paste.
How many times? Bromley have got a late winner away at Fleetwood. Bromley top of League 2, they lead 2-1. Here is Latabodiere for Coventry. Attack v defence. Nearly 2 minutes of the 8 added have been played. Coventry still have it. They're deep inside the Oxford half, but there are a sea of black shirts in front of them. Grimes, forward of the centre circle. No great urgency at the moment for Coventry. Wide to Rodoni. Wolfenden has stayed forward. Sims is in there. Wright is in there. Yang is in there as well, and Rodoni's into the penalty area now. Can he get the shot in? Rodoni blocked off, cleared away. Somehow Oxford survive. Rodoni with the weaving footwork. Why didn't he shoot, Matt?
And I just don't know if his stride pattern was quite right, but I thought maybe there just a left foot sort of pass into it. He's close enough, he's got the quality. But yeah, that's what I was thinking there. He just couldn't quite sort his feet out. Another great chance.
Sakamoto out to Van Eyck. Sims calling for it in the middle. Van Eyck beaten to it by Davis, who steers it out of play. The 10 men of Oxford are hanging on here. 5 minutes to go on Talksport 2. As Coventry continue to push forward. Oh, it'll be such a dramatic winner if they can get one now. Grimes is 30 yards out. He's nudged it wide to Wolfenden. They're all waiting for the cross. Wolfenden wide to Van Ewijk. Here comes the delivery, all the way to the back post and cleared away. Only as far as De Silva. Left edge of the area. Out to Min Hyuk Yang. Yang has held it up. Down by the dead ball line, whips in a great cross, headed away yet again. It bounced off Makosso, bounced off right, and all the way back to the halfway line where Rushworth is there to retrieve it for Coventry.
Look at Matt Bloomfield.
He can barely look. Rodoni is tripped, 25 yards out. Free kick to Coventry City. These seconds must feel like hours for the Oxford players. A relentless wave of Coventry pressure, and still over 4 added minutes to go, 0-0.
And that's what I'm saying to you, when you're the team that are hanging on, it feels so long, and you know, it looks like, is it Brannigan that's down? Is it? No, who's that? Sorry.
You're right, Matt, it is Cameron Brannigan.
Yeah, and he's been in the wars, and he will not want to go off. He won't want treatment. He's needed to stay on. He's a warrior. He's been outstanding. Cummings is wanting to line his wall up, but he can't, because I think Brannigan's probably in it. And as a goalkeeper now, you have to be brave. You have to protect your side of the wall. Defenders following in any second balls. As for Coventry, they need to hit the target. The free kicks in this area haven't been good enough. They've hit the wall. Do you think it doesn't look like he's going to shoot from there? But I think that's brave to only have a two-man wall for Jamie Cummins.
I mean, he's maybe between 25 and 30 yards out here, Grimes. He does dink it in high to the back post, nodded down. Wright is there, scrambled away. Rodoni's shot blocked. Somehow Oxford stand firm. And the shot from Rodoni cannoned off one of his teammates and goes behind. It is still Coventry 0. The 10 men of Oxford 0. And Oxford have used up nearly all of their 9 lives here, Matt Murray.
Yeah, if they were a cat now, they'd be struggling. They would be struggling. There's been so many opportunities, dropping edge of the box. But again, when we used to do this, and I've said it before in comments, we used to call this Rambo defending with Mick McCarthy. He used to say, just defend that rectangle, get your bodies on the line, get the blocks, next one out. And as much as we love seeing flowing football and possession football, I still think British fans love to see that from their side as well. And defending is an art. And to be fair to this Oxford team, I love it when I see a team leave it all out there. They've been absolutely outstanding.
They could have done no more, Oxford United. Still 0-0, 2.5 minutes of added time to go. This is Talksport 2, live at the CBS Arena. Coventry on the attack for the umpteenth time. Out on the right is Sakamoto. Sakamoto's a swing in across, deflected away, looked like handball. Wright goes down inside the penalty area, smuggled away again. Now De Silva out on the left. Oxford defending with everybody in the box. Yang's shot is blocked and hacked away by Harris upfield. And everybody's playing as a central defender, so much so that Rushworth, the Coventry goalkeeper, has taken a throw. Coventry come forward again. Less than 2 minutes remain. An extraordinary finish to this game. 0-0. Out on the right, Coventry the 11 against the 10 of Oxford. Rodoni's flick back to Van Ewijk. Close to the corner of the area. Infield it goes to Grimes. Back out wide. Van Ewijk's there again. They're queuing up in the middle for Coventry City. Van Ewijk has miscontrolled and steered upfield, this time by McDonald.
But Sims was saying handball, but nobody else was complaining. But I thought he dived and put his arm at it, but I don't know.
Grimes nudges it wide to Sakamoto. Is there one last chance? Sakamoto delivers. Yang nods it down. They want handball again. Right down by the dead ball line. And the flag is up now. The flag is up. And Oxford United and Matt Bloomfield can breathe a sigh of relief. They are nearly there, but not quite a minute to go.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm breathe. And it must be horrible. Actually, it's better being a player, because at least you can affect it a little bit. It must be so hard for Matt Bloomfield. His team have been brilliant, but now they can just take the sting out of it. Obviously, he was offside, another in-swinging cross, but fair play to Oxford. Again, so organised, no gaps between the units.
Premier League leaders Arsenal have got a third against Sunderland today. Victor Gyökeres has scored. Coventry will take any kind of goal here if it can win them the game and send them 3 points clear at the top of the Championship. Middlesbrough just a point behind them as it stands. We're into the last 30 seconds. Coventry 0, Oxford 0. Wolfenden out to the right hand side. Van Ewijk hesitates to cross. There are now 20 seconds to go. The urgency, the frustration growing among the Coventry support. They know this is it. Wolfenden looks for Sakamoto. They can't get the ball in. Oxford still defending resolutely. Everybody's behind the ball. Van Eyck square. Grimes is a long way out. Grimes to whip it into the back post. Wright goes up. Cumming is there for Oxford United, and that'll probably do it enough for the 10 men to hang on to a priceless point.
Yeah, and the ref saying count into the goalkeeper, but that's where as I was in goal I'd have dropped to the floor there. But great defending again. Everyone out to the ball, stopping the crosses. The fans are edging it, getting it in, but Oxford have defended so well.
Added time on added time. We've had the 8 minutes. Here come Coventry, still pushing forward. Sakamoto jinks away on the right-hand side in field. Grimes is 25 yards out. Still 0-0. Van Eyck has got it. It's a throw to Coventry, but there's not enough time to take it. And the league leaders have dropped points again in the race for promotion. And now it's over to Middlesbrough, who will have the chance to overtake Coventry should they beat Sheffield United on Monday night. Live and exclusive on Talksport 2. It's a brilliant point for the 10 men of Oxford United, who defended resolutely for 98 minutes, but it's 3 games without a win for Coventry City, and the heat is really turning up on Frank Lampard and his Sky Blues players. Try as they might, they couldn't break Oxford down, even after Will Lancashire was sent off with just 13 minutes to go, and it finishes in dramatic circumstances at a rain-soaked CBS Arena. Coventry 0, the 10 men of Oxford 0.
Goodness me, what a game that turned out to be, even though there were no goals scored in it. Let's look back on it then with Matt Murray. I know you probably want to catch your breath after that, but crikey, Oxford, all the credit really has to go towards them. One, for their defensive capabilities, but also to survive when you add in the added on time, 20 minutes or so, down to 10 men against a prolific by nature Coventry. I mean, Matt Bloomfield and his team will just be buzzing after something like that, surely.
Yeah, they will, and these are the things. People say, oh, would you get confident from wins and this and that? When you put in a performance like that and you walk back in that dressing room and there'll be lads with, cuts and grazers, and Heelick, who headed everything, he had treatment in the first half when he clashed heads, and you look at each other and you think, right, we've left it all out there. If we show that fight, that tenacity, then we can maybe get out of this trouble. And it's a massive point to come away here, all the circumstances, down to 10 men, like you said, for that length of time, and rightly so. All those Oxford fans have stayed, and they are applauding their side off, because it's an art of how well they worked as a unit. They were structured, they were disciplined, and they just put their bodies on the line. And of course, when you come here, Coventry are going to have a few chances. So on another day, Hadji Wright, if he should have scored. He should have scored. But then going down to 10 men, Lancashire's, I think he meant it. I'd need to see it back, but I think he meant it, and he could have cost his side. But these Coventry players are doing a lap in front of us. They gave it their all as well. But Matt Bloomfield will be delighted, and the fans will be delighted with the way that they have defended and come away with a battling point. Huge result.
I mean, and it's a result that going into this, everyone pretty much would have thought home banker, because of the state of play where the two teams are in the table. But as you say, it now gives Oxford that spur, that fighting chance to go again, and consider that now you've reduced that deficit to 4 points, because Blackburn and Leicester both lost today as well. And from what you've seen of them today then, Matt, do you think there's enough in this team to get out of trouble, or is there still an issue up top with the chances creating and also scoring?
Look, defensively, I think, and fight and passion, I think, they've got a chance. And I always think that you have to build things on a defensive stability. And they were really organised, and they worked really hard. So there's definitely players that are, playing for the shirt, playing for the manager, thinking that if Oxford were to go down, you come and get me. Brannigan, Heelick, they're excellent. I'd like to, of course, if they'd have stayed on with it, kept 11 men on the pitch, could they have hurt them a little bit more? But this is Oxford against Coventry. Coventry at home, they're outstanding. So they will definitely take belief from this. But I think they've got Norwich away next.
Yep.
So I think they'll go with a similar game plan, because Norwich are, they've been a lot better under Clement. But if they can frustrate again an expected Norwich side, then they can get stuff. But I feel that offensively they're struggling, but at other times they still had glimpses. If Luketa had kept his composure, they could have maybe got something. They'd have made a set piece count. They could have got something. So I think if you go with a game plan, your players work hard, then I still think they'll be amongst the favourites to go down. But I think they will be able to take it right to the wire, and Matt Bloomfield will be absolutely delighted with his players, and I think he will come and he'll put his arm around them all and say, boys, you were top draw today.
The only downside, of course, will be that sending off for Will Lancashire, a second yellow. Came on as a substitute, and then within 20 minutes he picks up his second booking. And I know there's 50-50 challenges, there's barges, shoulder barges in football, but that surely was just stupid, so close to the referee as well.
So I thought it was going to be a straight red. When I thought when he went and charged him like that, now I might be wrong, because you only see it quickly in the speed of it, but I just thought he had that little glance and he went up and it's a bit of an old school sort of challenge really. You can't do that now, and it could have cost his side. His teammates dug in and they got him out of it, and you don't mind, as I say, you dig your teammate out if he makes a mistake, or there was one where Cummins spilt it, his defender's clearing it. There's other times when Cummins brave and he's put his body on the line and you're defending and you're backing each other up. But when you've been brought on to help your team that need an out ball, that need something, and then you go and get sent off like that, he's a young lad, but he's still been around enough to know that he could have let his side down there. So he's got to learn from it. I think it will only be a 1-game ban, will it, if it's 2 yellows? But it could have been worse and could have cost his side, but it didn't. But there was a time when Brannigan had the ball and he looked up and he thought, I just want to spin this in the corner. I want to get my team up. And because they were down to 10 men, that couldn't happen. But that's been and gone now. So he's got to learn from it. But I think that Matt Bloomfield will really, really concentrate on the positives. And that they will all be getting back on that bus and travelling back to Oxford thinking, we were top today. We did the ugly side of the game really, really well. As Lampard, he's going to be very disappointed. Points dropped, but for Oxford, they were top.
Yeah, it's the 4th game they've dropped points in at home, where we know they have been so excellent this season. But as Joe was pointing out, with Middlesbrough going to Sheffield United on Monday, it's a chance for them to go top of the table. And then that sets everything up for the clash a week on Monday, the 16th, when Coventry host Borough. Just a quick word on Coventry then, because as we mentioned in the pre-match, they haven't been in the best of form. There is a concern perhaps that they're losing their steeliness as well. Should we be concerned about Coventry's form right now?
There'll be a bit of a concern, when you've not won and you've dropped those sort of points. And again, when you're playing, especially against 10 men here, this is a game you'd expect them to come out on top. But at the same time, they've got a really, really good squad. They brought the Sims on, they brought Radoni on. Maybe now, because of the players that have come in, will Frank Lampard fully know his best side? But at the same time, they've got competition for places. So if there's injuries or whatever, then they shouldn't weaken them too much. But it's over to Middlesbrough now. That will not be easy for them going to Sheffield United. But if Coventry can get the win here on that Monday night, a week on Monday, it will feel like a totally different place. But ultimately, as long as they finish in that top 2, Frank Lampard won't really care how to get over the line. But it is a bit of a concern at the moment. But I still think Coventry are in the driving seat.